College football on ESPN. The 2024 FCS playoffs start today. And you are looking at the Point Du Hawk, a tradition for decades here in Stephenville, and Drake coming to play Tarleton State, a brand new tradition, the FCS playoffs here in Stephenville. Take a look at the bracket. Both of these teams at the bottom of your screen. Drake and Tarleton State looking to punch a ticket to the Dakota Dome to take on powerhouse South Dakota next Saturday. Welcome inside, everybody. Pete Souza alongside the coach, Dave Steckel. Coach, these games, as you get set to turn the calendar towards December, they always mean a lot. You've been a part of them. What's a moment like this?
A moment's big. Coaches always preach 1-0, 1-0. But let me tell you something, sports fans. It's 1-0 today because the loser goes home, the winner goes to South Dakota.
Well, Drake would love to extend their stay here in the postseason, and if they're going to do it, Luke Bailey going to be a key component.
He's the guy. This young man here, he's up for the Walter Payton Award. Last week, he was 23 of 28, 82% passing. He makes the engine go here, and he needs a performance like last week for this week.
18-1 in conference as a starter. You mentioned the Walter Payton Award. We've got another candidate, right? Kayvon Britton. This guy, they tell us he's very quiet, but his play, coach, is loud.
It's electrifying is what his play is. This guy's elusive, great vision, has a super burst. He's 100 yards away from 3,000 for the season. He's had 1750 this year. We're going to see where he takes us.
Well, here are the two big guns. You see them on your screen. Coach, you, a defensive whiz kid for many a year, decades at Mizzou, coaching in Cotton Bowls, coaching in conference playoff games, or I should say conference championships. These guys will give you fits, right?
They keep you up at night. These two coordinators were up all week wondering how they stop these two players today.
Well, it starts right now. Waiting to receive. The Drake Bulldogs making the trip from Des Moines, Iowa. And we will start this one off with the touchback. Todd Stepsis, defensive coordinator by trade, is now taking over the offense. He said for continuity purposes, the three phases of the game all working together. And by the way, he's done a pretty good job. 8 wins last season, 8 wins this season.
He's done a really good job. And I'll tell you what, he stepped outside of his box. He's going to call the plays. Let's see what he has dialed up.
First and 10. Shotgun formation for Bailey. Sherwin motions into the backfield. Sherwin into the teeth of the defense. Nothing doing. Stacked up. Big play made early on by Bam Smith.
Bam Smith, he's their will linebacker, plays outside there, came on the outside on a little blitz, tried to run a little counter play there against them. Nice job wrapping up. All of a sudden, they're behind the chains.
Well, if they're going to get ahead of the chains, there's the guy that's going to do it. Luke Bailey. When we see him throw, we'll be talking about his unconventional release. But 66.5% on the season. Something's right about it.
But the one thing that's really cool about this kid is he is accurate. Very accurate thrower. He likes to scramble to throw, too.
Beautiful day here in Stephenville. Second and long. They go to the air, and Bailey finding Mitchell January. Coaches told us he's the kind of guy that moves the chains. That's exactly what he does with his first reception.
Nice job there, coming underneath on a slight drag route. He puts his toe in the ground and gets upfield.
Early tempo from the Bulldogs. Bailey swings it out to the right side. Sherwin churns ahead. Positive yardage.
Really good job by Bailey. What's happening here with these big guys up front coming after the quarterback, he's getting the ball out of his hands very quickly. You're going to see today, Drake likes that spread motion offense. He wants motion people, get to see the one-on-ones where they're going to be at. And when Drake comes out on defense, they're a 4-2-5. But watch him use a little bare front this week to surprise Tarleton.
Yeah, we were looking at Stepsis there. His right-hand man, defensive coordinator Al Smith at the controls for that defense for the Bulldogs. Counter goes back towards the center of the field. Taj Hughes is wrapped up by Cassius Kearns.
They brought the corner blitzer there. Kearns came off the corner. He's a really good blitzer for this team. Very good blitzer for this team, and he's a pretty good man pulling. You see it coming off the edge here. Same side, we call that same side counter. He gets the ball and he comes back right where he came from with the backside pulling guard and tight end.
And that corner blitz will make life difficult for offensive coordinators' game plan.
Yeah, offensive linemen don't expect a corner coming off the edge, especially in the run game, more so in the pass game.
Shotgun formation. Third down. Right into the teeth of the offense and wrapped up by Smith again. Short gain for Luke Woodson.
Came down to try to surprise them here on this, Pete. What they did was they got a third and short situation. Usually when you're in third and medium and you run the ball, you're thinking 4-down territory. So I think they saw someone feeling that they could probably sneak a little pop in there, which backfired on them. Now they got to punt the ball over to them.
Yeah, we talked about getting ready for this one, you know, in the red zone and third downs. For a defensive-minded guy like yourself, a defensive coordinator, those are the things that you can't wait for. That was a different look coming from the Bulldogs.
It really was. They kind of threw us off. Wow, I saw the bunch formation.
Kick is high and deep. Fielded right at the 20-yard line by Caleb Lewis. Nothing doing there.
Well, let's see what Tarleton has to show for us today.
And Tarleton, well, when you talk about the Texans, you got to talk about Todd Whitten and his offense. And that offense this year has been huge for them, and it's been led by Victor Gabalis. Victor Gabalis, of course, you see him on your screen. Good-looking athlete, has a great-looking arm. We look forward to seeing that today.
I'm really excited about that. He's got a really quick release that comes out. The ball comes out quick and fast. And oh, by the way, sports fans, it's accurate.
Drake showing blitz. They send it. Play action. Gabalis over the middle, just out of the reach of Keelan Johnson. Check that. Darius Cooper was the intended receiver.
Really nice job by the post safety breaking on the football there. They do this slow read option type of thing where it almost kind of puts you to sleep where they're trying to read the safety.
Good look at Vic Gabalis. Transfer from Washington State, where he actually was featured in the Sun Bowl just a few years ago. Had a great showing. Got caught in the log jam in the quarterback room, and here he is, free in Stephenville. Speaking of free, Kayvon Britton, there's your first look to positive yardage.
They ran a little one-back power. They pulled the backside guard, gave it to the tailback. Big hole. I think I could have run through that one, Pete.
You were in the gym this morning,
Yeah,
so
there you go.
Staying nimble.
Third and short here. I expect them to run the ball to try to get this first down. That's been their MO, especially here. It's in 12 personnel. One back, two tight ends.
Britton again, slices and dices. Close to the first down. Spot's going to be key here.
That's going to be the old John Madden. Is it a left foot or a right foot spot?
We're about to find out.
We are. It looks like they gave him a right foot spot, and they're going to be short, but they're going to go for it.
Fourth and less than a yard. Offense stays on the field.
Offensive coordinator Adam Austin said, let's not say whoa in the middle of a horse race.
Kayvon Britton trying to say giddy up. Stopping him right towards the line of scrimmage. A big play.
Awesome job there. They came back with that one back power set, pulled the guard. As you see here on the screen, they got into a bare front. Drake did. He comes off the ball a little slip. The corner comes off the edge there, and Caleb Bowling makes a great TFL, and they got unbelievable field position going in. Analytics backfired there.
It's exactly what a team like Drake needs coming into a ball game like this. Hey, you're the underdog. You're playing on the road. Win sudden change now. Big opportunity.
Big opportunity here. He's coming out. He goes out and empty. Expect the tailback to motion back in the set here. He's seeing if they're in man-to-man coverage. If I was him, I'd do a little fake and try to hit a home run on him right now.
Bailey trying to do just that. Throwing the ball back shoulder. A beautiful catch. Drake continues to move the football inside. That was Jackson Lamanick with the catch.
The only place Jackson could catch that football is where he threw it. It goes back to Bailey, his accuracy we talked about in the open here today.
Amari Hawkins on the tackle. All right, so red zone defense. What are you looking for here from the Texans?
Texans up short here like this. I got to see him in man-free coverage. He wants that post safety to worry about the run game. You see him in the bare front themselves here.
Blake Ellingston is the Wildcat quarterback into the end zone. Early 6-0 lead for Drake. Shell shock here at Tarleton.
Excellent design. They bring Ellington in certain situations where he's the Wildcat quarterback, but he actually is a quarterback. He's big, he's solid, he runs really well. You see him take care of the football there, run his feet through to the end zone. Touchdown, Drake, early lead.
So the turnover on downs leads to an early score for the Bulldogs. And they are in business here on the road in the first round of the SCF playoffs.
Comes up inside here, takes it into the end zone. The wrapping tackle was a little bit too late. The band did not play on that one. Drake's got an early lead.
FCS championship first round, 7-0 early for the Drake Bulldogs on the road. And there is Coach Todd Witten. What's the thought process there when Coach Witten keeps his offense on the field and goes for that fourth down deep in their own territory?
Well, as you see, they just got the slide up here with their spread zone offense, okay? Their defense 4-2-5, their heavy blitz. However, his thought process there is they got a half a yard, my O-line's bigger than your D-line, and we're gonna smash you. But what they didn't know is Al Wilson did a great job of coming off the corner with a corner blitz with our boy Caleb Downing and got a tackle for loss.
And there is the kick. It is short. Coming up to field it, Omaibu. Omaibu close to the 30-yard line before his progress is stopped. And another opportunity coming up here for Tarleton.
Let's see how they start back off here now. They had a nice run game going. They got to come back to that again. They got to really establish the run, which I think they want to do, and that'll open up their pass lanes to their dynamic receivers, Darius Cooper and Cody Jackson.
First ever meeting before these two teams has already been pretty exciting.
Now, Pete, I expect to see how the tight end is stacking that tackle. Watch him coming across the formation on a split zone play.
Play action, Gabalis to the outside, throwing down the field for Cody Jackson. Incomplete.
That was an RPO for everybody out there, run pass option. Back when we played, that was called play action. Now it's called run pass option. But they did give that split zone look, and he went up top. Just was not a little off on his accuracy there.
Victor Gabalis. Coach Witten told us he throws the ball as well as anyone you'll see in the country. Showed off the big arm there, inaccurate early. 7-0 early for Drake. Second and long. To the air again, Gabalis floats it over the middle. Finds Cooper. Cooper in space is trouble. Wrapped up inside enemy territory.
Did a really nice job there. They didn't get any pressure. It was a nice, clean pocket. You see him come back in here. Drake's not getting any pressure. He looks off the receiver, comes back to Cooper on a dig route over the middle, and he can run with the ball.
Coach Al Smith talked to us about dialing up pressure. Didn't have much coming there. Kayvon Britton is wrapped up early by Jacob Owen.
Good pressure there. Owen comes off the ball there along with Allison, makes a nice play. We talked about, Coach, who's the toughest guys on defense. First thing he mentioned was those two linebackers, and Allison is one of them.
Sebastian Adamski is the other. Second and long for Tarleton. Motion. Right over the middle. Cooper again. Catches the ball in the middle of about 4 defenders, brought down at the 36-yard line. Tarleton's in business.
Tarleton here on this play here, they like that slow zone read RPO system where the quarterback, the tailback go real slow on the mesh to read that linebacker and safety before he throws the ball.
Pistol formation. Gabalis turns and hands to Britton. Britton slices through the line of scrimmage towards the first down. Looks like he'll be just shy after another big gain for Britain. Had 8 yards rushing on the first drive. We saw him pop one off, another here.
Yep. They come in a pistol set here where the tailback's right behind the quarterback. Famous outside zone play, and there was no edge on the defense there to get his extra yardage.
2nd and short. Gonzalez. Left side. Kojak brings it down. That's what they call Cody Jackson. And Tarleton officially in the red zone.
Kojak makes a nice play. Nice vision and break there. They're in man-to-man coverage. Coach Smith, he's coming off the bus blitzing so far. But nice job by Holden Hughes, wrapping up the tackle for not a huge gain.
Gonzalez, 2 of 3 on this drive, throwing the football. Three wide receivers to the top of the screen. In motion, that's Dawson Hearn. Gang tackling has been on the menu so far for Drake.
It has been. They're swarming to the football there. Kozanowski comes off and made a nice hit on the play, didn't wrap up. And I think he got hit from a little friendly fire there. He's down on the play.
Yeah, Nolan Korzanowski, the 6'4", 225-pound junior from Elmhurst, Illinois. So that's a look at Nolan Korzanowski. Did get off the field, walked off under his own power. Here's what happened.
Come up here, he tries to wrap, he does a good job, and all of a sudden, bam, he gets ballywaggled by his own player. The safety coming out of the box there, C.J. Greiser. We'll be able to talk about that in film study come tomorrow.
2nd and long in the red zone. What's the Bulldogs defense need to be ready for here, Coach?
Bulldogs, they're going to be in a man-free situation here, I think. The way Coach has been blitzing right now, I suspect them playing a little man-free. You already see the safety back there on the goal line, defending the goal line. Let's see what he comes up with.
Motion for Hearn. Now Omaibu. Jet sweep. Darting to the right side. Nice defense, and he's strung out very well. Tyler Radica pushes him out of bounds. Short gain will set up 3rd and long.
Really nice job. They get in motion there, and they were in man-to-man. Instead of running with the motion, they spun the safeties to get down in the corner to help out. So now you got a 3rd and long situation. Let's see what Coach Smith dials up here, if he's going to stick with his man or come back out and play a little zone here.
Gonzalez. Play clock winding down. Gets it off, looks left, no doubt about where he's going. Cody Jackson. Nice coverage. Thrown out of bounds, holding Hughes in the area. Brings up a 4th down.
There's the defensive coordinator, Al Smith. Really nice job there. He said he's got a lot of trust in his corners. Just proved it right there. He comes after him again. They go man-to-man. Really nice coverage on Cody Jackson, who's their 2nd leading receiver right now in this season.
Well, there's a show out there that I'm sure you haven't watched, Coach, and I really haven't either, but Love on an Island, or Love Island it's called. That's what he's doing with his cornerbacks. He loves them on an island, and we've seen it so far be effective today. His field goal attempt coming. It is a 36-yarder, and it is good.
I understand that Love Island. I love islands, especially when you're sunbathing. But to have a corner be back there all by himself in the corner, sometimes it's hit and miss. You're talking about 50-50. But I'll tell you what, Drake did a great job.
Back here in Stephenville, the FCS championship first round, 7-3 Drake after the field goal by Corbin Poston. He is now 8 for 8 on the season, but a little disappointing. A 10-play drive over the course of 56 yards in 3 minutes and 50 seconds ends in a field goal for Todd Witten's team. Now, you're a defensive coordinator. You're a lifer. Is that a win for Al Smith and the defense?
Absolutely. That is a super win for Al Smith. Nice job, especially when you have a long drive like that. Now what you have to do is get a nice long drive on the Drake sideline to freshen those defensive guys up.
Adrian Guzman gives it a ride out of the end zone for a touchback. All right, Coach, another look at this third down play.
Right, they go play action here. Nice little fake inside here. But now this time here, our man Gabalis, he's a little off target, throws it out of bounds, but still really nice coverage by Hughes on one of their dynamic receivers, Cody Jackson. Gotta get a little more accurate with that throw.
And there is Coach Todd Whitten. A 9-win season for him this year. The 5th time he has reached 9 wins in 15 years at Tarleton. A win today would mark the 4th time for 10 wins. Coach Whitten has really left a mark here on the history books in Stephenville. Under pressure, Bailey throws his first incompletion of the season, or of the afternoon rather.
They faked the fly sweep, came back underneath the cross for a little boot action. And here's where Bailey's arm angles, I mean, they were all over him. You see the corner blitz coming off again. Both players, they'd leave the guy wide open, his arm angle, but just a little inaccurate with that throw.
When we talked about the corner blitz, that was Barry Hawkins coming in hot. Sets up 2nd and long.
This is where Pete, guy under center.
They fake the end around. They go right up the middle. Sherwin wrapped up after a short game.
That's really nice. You know, we see on our charts here, my guy Eli Stewart, okay? He's actually listed as a fullback. I know that that's going to throw off a lot of people watching this football game because you haven't seen fullback in years around here. But that was a really nice isolation play with the fake reverse and gets him 4 yards.
Do you miss the fullback in football, Coach?
Absolutely. I love those guys. No necks, big, strong, early guys. Love them.
Luke Bailey under pressure. Whew. Tipped at the line of scrimmage by Steve Albert. And Tarleton will come off the field after a 3 and out.
Pete, they're going to want that one back, though, because they come off on the blitz here. As you see coming down the middle, though, is, as I go completely blank, Trey Rudica is wide open over the middle, and that could have been, oh, big, big play. Bailey missed him.
Shane Dunning back in punt formation. Beautiful day here at Tarleton. And the Texans sell out trying to block that one, and they come close. Now the ball may have hit a Texan. Let's see what the officials say. Drake certainly says it's their ball, and now the officials agree. An unfortunate turn of events for the Texans, a big break for Drake.
I look at that, obviously, this situation here, if the play stands, the officials are talking right now. Let's take a real close look at this coming up on the screen. The officials are looking at this thing. The ball came down. I think it hit the guy's blocking, but it hit his shoulder and arm. This is like a turn. This is a turnover, just like that 4th and short is a turnover, in my opinion, you know?
Looks like it hit the back of Jeremiah Postel, one of the gunners. It certainly did.
Yeah, it hit his head. That's talk about not using your head. It looked like it caught some of his cranium there.
Hunter Johnson on the recovery. On the move again are the Bulldogs. Scrambling to throw is Luke Bailey. Zings it down the right side. Big catch for Radica.
Did you notice when Bailey's rolling out, he hesitated? And the reason why is because on the backside here, they had the tight end running across a formation on a backside wheel for a throwback. And here's a situation here where he wants to scramble and throw instead of scramble and run, and hits that thing right on the money to Reducha.
Inside the red zone again. Tarleton State on their heels right now. Here comes the motion. Bailey, razzle-dazzle, goes right up the middle. The Swiss Army knife takes it to the middle of the field. Taj Hughes gaining yardage.
Yeah, you're 100% accurate on that Swiss Army knife. This young man does a lot of things. That almost looked like the old-fashioned single wee with all the motion and turn around, the quarterback spinning. The underneath ball handling there to Taj Hughes, which gets him 5 yards.
Coach Todd Stetson, we talked off the top of the show, taking over the play calling duties. Has done an admirable job.
He's using a lot of shifts and motions. You see they shift out, then they motion. They want those guys to communicate over there on what's going on and who they have. And as you see here, he dumps it into the flat, wide open because of the communication in the man-to-man. He was wide open, broken assignment, and he goes into the end zone. Drake's band is over there playing.
Taj Hughes, the maestro right now, getting the band going.
You see the fake underneath. You see the arm angle there, and Taj Hughes is wide open. He's dangerous enough when you cover him to leave him wide open like that.
Luke Bailey, efficient to say the least on the day. 6 of 8, 59 yards and a touchdown. Extra point for Shane Dunning is good, and the lead now is 14-3. Buckle up, folks. We've got a ball game early that we did not expect.
We sure did. Watch this thing. You get the motion going around. They have split backs coming off. Taj comes up underneath. There's that arm angle by Bailey. Locks the ball away. Gets up into the end zone for 10. Tyrone Nix, he's a super defensive coordinator for Tarleton. He's got to come up with some answers right now.
Yeah, Coach Steps has told us in our meetings, which, by the way, we met on Thanksgiving, which was a terrific opportunity for us to get together and talk football with the Drake football coaches and staff. But Coach Steps has told us, you know, when I go out with my wife, she wants to wear new outfits all the time. And I say, why your other outfits are great. Why do we have to wear these new outfits? She says, I want to keep it fresh, you know, keep the pictures. People are going to take pictures. Coach Steps has said that's exactly what his offense is like. You know, they run the same stuff, but they dress it up a little bit, keep it fresh pre-snap, and clearly that freshness has got Coach Nix guessing a little.
Absolutely. I understand exactly where you're coming from.
The outfits or the scheme?
No, the good thing is my wife, I'm old school. Hey, they're not going to remember that outfit. Mary Beth, you just wear that same thing there, young lady. And then we get pictures, and over the years, you keep seeing the same pictures. I said, all right, go spend some money on an outfit.
Gillen Kohoff set to give it a ride. Short kick. Omaibu comes up to snare it across the 20. Tarleton needs some life. Didn't get it there. Big play on defense by Dante DiNardo, the Pottstown, Pennsylvania native.
Got to be a good football player if you're from Pennsylvania, right?
You got that right,
Got
Coach.
2 announcers from Pennsylvania in here. I'll tell you what, Coach Stepp, they keep playing the way they're playing. His wife is going to be able to go get a new outfit.
All right, so what does Tarleton do now? 14-3. Vic Gabalis on the field. Of course, you got Kayvon Britton, one of the biggest weapons at the FCS level. How do they get it going?
Stick to your plan. You're not that far behind. Don't try to make it all up in one football play. Go back to your plan. I think they need to start running the ball here, play what they play, do their RPOs, and see where it takes us.
Vic Gabalis, short pass. Omaibu darts to the outside now, across the 30, hopping his way to about the 37-yard line, ushered out of bounds in midair. Acrobatic reception and run.
Nice job here, but the credit's got to go to, look at the block on the perimeter there. That old big tight end, Hearns, he gets up inside that guy, sets him free to get the first down. Now watch the bubble again. They got the same formation here again, over into the boundary. They got FSL.
Cooper, nice play coming up defensively. Kamani Wilson draped all over him. He gets by Wilson. That's 6.
Excellent play there, because what they did, I said FSL. That means they put the strength of their formation into the sideline and then isolated the X-receiver to the field with all that yardage right there. Wilson doesn't make that tackle. Oh, that could be Katie by the door.
Gabalis, 6 of 9 on the day, 62 yards. Kayvon Britton trying to get uncorked. Spinning his way across the 40 to the 41. More positive yardage for Britton. He needs it right now.
He does. You see that little burst he had going up through that hole? The difference between this play and the play down in the red zone. Nice job of getting the edge of the line of scrimmage set. Now you need the linebacker to get over top and fill that hole.
Yeah, Coach Scott Carey told us yesterday, offensive line coach and co-offensive coordinator, his stop and start is quicker than anyone he has ever seen.
It really is. It also helps because Coach Carey does a fantastic job with Tarleton's offensive line.
Britton, another crack running behind that offensive line again, making the most of it. Jump cuts his way close to the 50-yard line.
That's a really nice job. We talked about earlier in the open about his vision. That ball was designed to go to the left. Jump cut, like you mentioned, he gets back to the backside B gap where there's a hole and gets the first down.
Just getting lathered up, has 287 carries on the season. That is more than anyone at the FBS level, including Ashton Genty. He's got 275. Britton again, the workhorse, to daylight, to the open field, making guys miss. Inside the 30, down to the 27-yard line. Kayvon Britton back on track.
Look at, here comes some tempo here. They're getting on the ball, they're moving fast. They're looking over at coach to see what they're gonna do. Here's the replay here. What they didn't get was the linebacker up over top. They pulled the guard and the tight end on a counter all wide. I would come right back to the same play to see if they could stop it.
26-yard gain for Britton. 32 yards on the past 2 carries. Gabalis. Quick strike. Cooper wrapped up and thrown out of bounds. Inside the red zone once again for Tarleton.
Nice job. Here's that slow zone read. Comes back up, throws the ball. And I'll tell you what, Makai Toms there did a really good job in that man coverage. Wraps him up and stops the first down.
That wraps up our first quarter. We're going to flip the script and come back with some more great football. 14-3, the Bulldogs on the road ahead. Here's exactly why. Another look at this. Woo, the gunslinger, Luke Fraley. The NCAA FCS Championship coverage continues with second round coverage next Saturday on ESPN+. For more information, visit ncaa.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Second quarter starts with Tarleton on the move. Kayvon Britton had a 26-yard run so far on this drive. Short yardage there, closing in on the 15-yard line.
Nice job by Drake filling up the hole up inside. However, good blocking there by Coach Carey's offensive line. Gets the first down. Now they're getting in that red zone situation down here.
You know, if you're Drake, maybe you like the end of the quarter there. You know, it gives you a chance to kind of get your bearings straight. Tarleton, this drive has been something else for them. Play clock to 5. Gabalis underneath for Omaibu. Dragging defenders with him. Close to a first down.
That thing, Pete, was thrown on a rope. You could hear the spiral from up here.
2nd and 2. Gabalis barks the signals. Here's Kayvon Britton. Jackknifes into the line. J.R. Flood on the stop.
What they're doing downside here is they're getting in that A to A gap running. They've been running outside, bouncing the ball, running counter through the B gap. That play was downhill, having those big old linemen get after it down up inside.
Another first down. Setting up a 1st and goal situation. What do you look for from the defense of Drake right here, Coach?
Defensive Drake right now, if I'm them, I'm playing man to man. They're coming off, probably checking to a zone with that bunch look right there. Slow draw.
And a quick player. Kayvon Britton darts to the corner for a touchdown. The deception from the Texans, that you mentioned it, slow start to the play. All of a sudden, Britton's got it banged.
He did. The thing I really like about this drive here, as you see at the top, there's a slow drive here. It comes off the ball. Here's a good vision and break. Now what Tom's got to do is he got to keep his eyes up and run through the tackle there instead of lunging for it. Looks like they're going to go for 2 in this situation here.
Do you agree with this?
I think I do in this situation because it's going to make it 11. I understand the logic behind it because it makes it a field goal football game. And still, you need a touchdown either way if you don't make it. So.
8-7.
Tarleton State wants to talk it over. Vic Gabalis got to be feeling good now. 14-9 is the score.
They're down 5, so you need.
Tarleton gets set for a 2-point conversion, which would trim the lead to 3. Coach, you feel pretty strongly about this being a good move.
I really do, because I'm using Steckel math here now, just for the record. You know, if he doesn't get it in this situation, they're down 5, so they're down a touchdown. If they kick the extra point, they're down 4. They need a touchdown. So let's go make it 3, and now you only need the field goal.
So
okay?
is this,
it's called Steck logic.
It's not analytics.
It's not analytics. It's called the world according to Steck.
Coach Dave Steckel, baby, breaking it down for us.
And let me tell you, I'm not into some of these analytics guys and some of these guys that go for 2. You know, that's why I got gray hair watching that stuff.
Well, we saw the analytics fail earlier with Tarleton going for it on 4th down in their own territory. They paid for it. Let's see if they can take advantage of a decision here to go for 2.
I keep an eye on the little pop pass to the tight end here.
Dawson Hearn, the tight end now, actually seals an opening for Victor Gabalis, who dives towards the end zone. Flag is down. No official word yet on where he ended up.
I think he was short on the call, I think. However, I also think where that flag came from, we're talking holding.
Holding, 65, offense, penalties declined, tries no good, kickoff.
Malik Pete, one of the best left tackles in the FCS, hit with the
Comes
holding
back down there, nothing's open, he's holding the ball, decides to elect to run with it. You see the grab there by 65, and he's short. Nice defense by the Drake Bulldogs.
Well, the Bulldogs bulldogging their way now to what is now a 5-point deficit, as opposed to the 3 that would have happened if that was good. When we take a look at the brackets, right now Eastern Kentucky in the first round and Southeastern Pennsylvania and Villanova, they are up 8 on the Wildcats. Rhode Island victorious over Central Connecticut State, and Abilene Christian, big-time rival here of Tarleton, is up 7-0. New Hampshire down, losing. UT Martin up 27-10. That game in the 3rd quarter. The Richmond Spiders clinging to a 2-point lead, 9-7.
Come on, Mountain Hawks.
Illinois State 35-27. And of course, right here, Drake 14-9. Richmond in 1999 was favored playing at home against Lehigh and dropped a first-round shocker, trying to avoid that same fate again today. Touchback.
Why does Drake have a lead?
So how do we get here? Drake up 5, the underdog on the road. Early in the game, we just mentioned it, this 4th down opportunity came up snake eyes for Tarleton.
4th down, they snapped the ball a little early, come off the corner blitz. Nice stop by Bowling, racks them down. Then they go back to punt the ball. Coming back, it's really disappointing because the gunner's doing his job. The returner's yelling, poison, poison, poison. He doesn't get out of the way, hits them on the toboggan. Boom, another turnover on downs. They go in, score, makes it a 14-point game. You know, Pete, it's easy to play. It's easy to play this game, but it's hard to analyze it and execute it.
Touchback, first down.
Well, flag was down, penalty declined. Second penalty in a row here that has been declined, and officially the kickoff is ruled a touchback.
Let's see what coach has up his sleeve coming on here for the next drive here. He's got to try to sustain a drive because both scores, like we talked about, came in positive territory.
2 scoring drives for the Texans, combined 20 plays. Here's Luke Bailey. Slings it to the right side. Sherwin nowhere to go. Devin Sterling is right there.
Big change-up defensively for Tarleton State. They drop back out in zone. When you're in zone, you got to keep your eyes on the quarterback. We call it vision and break. Vision on the quarterback. When he throws the ball, you can break on the ball, and you see there they did a really nice job. Sterling wrapping him up. He's an old throwback Mike linebacker.
3rd generation Division I football player is Devin Sterling, one of the toughest guys on the team. That's according to defensive coordinator Tyrone Nix. Hughes, he's already got a touchdown, looking for more across the 45 to the 46, dragging tacklers with him.
First of all, we almost have a bobble snap here off the quarterback. Good job at catching it and getting back into his pocket. They went with Ellingson again, the Wildcat quarterback type. And what happened there was they put him in motion, sent him back in motion, and the safeties didn't spin, which left that open big gap there for them to execute. I like the game plan here by Coach Stepsis.
Luke Bailey now back in the ball game alongside Sherwin. Motion from Radica. 1st and 10 opportunity for the Bulldogs. Sherwin, right side, stopped up close to the line of scrimmage.
Simple. That was an old simple fashioned zone play, coming up inside here trying to get yardage. Offensive line, they get on their blocks. Now what they have to do is sustain their blocks. So now they're behind the chains here a little bit with a 2nd and 8 situation.
Hughes with the blast motion. Bailey whips it to the left through Sherwin's hands and into the arms of Jabari Hawkins. First turnover of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time for the Texans.
Texans, they were plus 15 on the football season here. That's what they made their living out of, takeaways. Why their record's so good here. It's off of a tip ball. Never want to tip that ball. Great job here by Hawkins wrapping it up. If he could have kept his balance, who knows? But now they're in plus territory, just coming off of a good score, and they got their momentum coming here.
Just the 3rd interception on the season for Bailey. Oh, low snap, gets away from Gabalis. He gobbles it up, but is thrown right to the turf. Sean Allison throws him down. Big loss for the Texans on 1st down.
Simple little thing, ball exchange. We had a bad snap almost from the Drake situation. Now Tarleton comes back, quarterback center exchange. They practice that every single day. The quarterback lifted his eyes and took it off the ball.
Truly Teahema, one of the best centers in the FCS. Defensive coordinator Al Smith for Drake said that's their best player. His first mistake of the day. Low throw, Cooper couldn't come up with it. Tried the shoestring catch, incomplete.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic of Gubalis here. They went with that slow read we talked about in the open, with how they fake the ball there and takes their time. Safety's not there. The wide receiver's right open, and he throws it in the 3rd a little bit. So now you got 3rd and forever. Defensively, here's where coach got to take a deep breath and play zone defense, and they got to come up with something special here. As you see, I think they're in cover 2 right now.
3rd and 22 officially. 4 wide receivers. Cabala staring into the eyes of the Drake defense. Takes the snap. Pressure gets to him. Pocket collapses and a huge sack. Finn Claypool. 39.5 sacks over the course of the last 3 years. Another one today.
See him coming off the edge. They played two-man, so the quarterback had to hold the ball an extra second there because he didn't know where to go with it. Claypool, what we call bend, and runs the circle into the quarterback and makes the sack. I'm happy for that guy because when coaches tell me that they're gym rats and they're always around the facility, that's what they described here with Finn Claypool.
Whoa. Lemon back deep after the huge leg from Guzman. We'll step aside. 5-point advantage for Drake after they stopped what could have been a sudden change by the Texans. Coach Todd Whitten looking for his fourth 10-win season and his first FCS playoff victory. So, Coach, you're telling me that this has something to do with special teams and not some tomfoolery and trickery?
No, that's Ty Rawls there. You see number 6 pops off there. What happens is you can't have two same numbers on a kicking game. They call it delay of game. So what they have to do is put a jersey on the young man, and there with the number 76 number, that means he was obviously the guard or tackle on the punt team.
That reminded me of the end of a Scooby-Doo episode when they used to unmask the villain.
Roll.
Hughes trying to make the Tarleton defense, says Rutrow. Too bad it's Rutrow for him. Great read by Kyle Jackson coming up and making the stop.
That was a really nice job. There was the counter. He came up back over top with Jackson. They ran the same side counter that they had success with before. They pulled the backside tight end and guard there on that play. Tailback comes in, gets the ball, and comes back out the way he came. Nice play by Tarleton.
Sets up 2nd and 9. Last possession for Drake, an interception went through the hands of Cherwin. First turnover of the game. Otherwise, Bailey 8 for 11. Zings it right there. Pass intended for Mitchell January. Batted down to the turf.
Mr. January's got to make plays like that. Got a little bit of alligator arms. He makes some explosive plays. We might be able to call him Mr. December.
Right now, it's all about Mr. Hawkins. We talked about the interception, and here he is with the quick hands. Great coverage.
Super coverage. Ball right there on the money. He's got to reach out and snag that ball with his hands and eyes. Dawkins is having a heck of a game so far.
Both quarterbacks right now, 8 of 12 passing. Bailey looking for his 9th completion. It would be a big one if it could be a first. Straight drop. Zings it over the middle. Radica has it. Close to a first down. He's got the first down. To the 28-yard line he goes, and the chains go moving up the field.
Nice design there. They went in what was called a quads formation. You see 4 receivers to the other side. They break through. They got the man coverage, and no one goes with him up the middle.
Tempo over the middle. Parker Olthoff wide open. Close to midfield. 2 big completions for Luke Bailey, who is now 10 of 14 on the day.
Come out here. This is the tight end. Comes right up the seam, bends it inside. Really good hands. Parker Olthoff, I like this guy. When I broke him down on video, I really like the way he could run, but more importantly, how he runs after the catch. Did a really nice job there. He does a very nice, decent job of blocking here. He's an all-around type of tight end.
Pistol formation. Cherwin reverses field. Taken down right there.
They came out in an unbalanced set this time. That means they put all their guys on the other side, just had a guard and tackle on the backside here. And over pursuit there. If he could put his foot in the ground and cut that a little bit earlier, there was a seam on the backside.
Sets up 2nd and long.
I like how they're using the clock here. The clock's ticking. They got the lead. They're in that unbalanced set again to the right.
Inside of 7 minutes. Bailey scrambles to the right side. Finds Cherwin, knocked out of bounds. Check that, it's Hughes, and he's got a first down.
Nice job again, scrambling with his feet, but using his arm. He breaks the pocket here. He's coming off. You see that he keeps his eyes downfield, throws the football right on the right. Well, the only place he could catch the ball was his own receiver. What has to happen in that situation, Pete, is twice he scrambled, and what the defense has to do is, we used to call it match. So all of a sudden, no matter you're playing that zone, you got to turn that into man-to-man, and you got to match and man the guy in your zone. And Tarleton's not doing that right now.
Motion from Radica. Bailey drifts left, throws with his right, sailing out of bounds over the head of Radica. Cassius Kearns in coverage.
Excellent, excellent coverage here. You had Kearns covering the underneath route. You had Smith covering the backside route. Everything taken. He throws it away, gets it outside. Let's go live and play another down here.
Pete Souza with the coach Dave Steckel, coming to you on a beautiful Saturday afternoon from Stephenville, Texas. Drake in town out of Des Moines, Iowa, taking on Tarleton State for a chance at the second round. Bailey has done a nice job feeling the pressure and getting out of it. Does again, walking the tightrope close to the 30-yard line. Caden Holt runs him out of bounds.
Really nice change up there by Tyrone Nix, the defensive coordinator. Does an excellent job. He's playing man-to-man, 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 and all of a sudden he drops off into a match 3 coverage. Threw off Bailey a little bit there. And what I liked about Bailey there, he used his legs and got those 5 yards. Instead of trying to extend the play with his arm, he extended it with his legs.
Sets up 3rd and manageable. What are you looking for here from Drake?
Well, it depends. I think they're in 4-down territory because I could easily see them trying to pop some type of run here. They're going to go bunch with a mesh route.
Hughes has the ball knocked away by Bam Smith.
Excellent call on both sides of the football. They sent the guy in motion. They had 2 bunches on either side. They ran a comeback with the X, and they ran a mesh route underneath. He went for the X. Bam Smith makes a really good job. Takes an extra second, though. He has that big old tight end, Tyler Nansel, coming across the side.
Yeah, Hughes has been his favorite target, but the tight end did break free late. Hughes with 4 catches to 20 yards and a touchdown. 4th down coming up. Huge play. Bailey. Pressure got to him. Forcing a bad throw. We call Bam Smith's name again. Bearing down on the quarterback, and a huge stop for Tarleton.
You really need to love linebackers like that with Bam Smith. He's playing man-to-man coverage. He's playing now here he comes off the edge. He's blitzing. Great design. Hurries up the throw. No one in the area. Turnover on downs.
Luke Bailey in the offense, looking for some answers right now as they let an opportunity slip through their fingertips. Turnover on downs, and now the door is open for Tarleton State to take the lead before halftime. 5:04 left. Victor Gabalis and the crew back on the field. Kayvon Britton, a big part of that wrecking crew, banging his way across the 50 into enemy territory. Britton has really caught fire here. 77 yards on the day after that run.
They have to come up with an answer for this. They're running that counter wide, a backside guard and tight end. And that's a huge hole coming up inside there for them.
Britton again. Knocked down for a short gain.
Right now, Drake's got to come up with, as far as the run game's concerned, the 2 plays that are hurting him is that bounce outside where he uses his quickness, and that counter OY where it's cutting up inside on that B gap. Here's a throwing situation, obviously.
Gabalis sets the table. Play action, you're right, they go up top. Huge catch for Darius Cooper. Found a way to get some separation and comes down with the football. He's their playmaker, makes a huge play.
Absolutely. They're guys Cooper coming into the game as far as statistics, but you cannot sleep on Cody Jackson now.
Inside of the red zone. Kayvon Britton time. The C's do not part. Slung to the ground. Sean Allison on the stop.
Nice play by Allison because they came back to that counter OY. Backside guard and tight end coming up and through there. And this time Allison tracked the guard up over top and met him in the hole.
Coming up on 3 minutes here in the first half. Second and long for the Texans. Cody Jackson, give him 6. That ball came out awfully fast for Vic Gabalis, and the celebration dance was earned that time for Jackson.
That's where their man-to-man came back and got him. Here you go, you see the slow zone there. The DB slips wide open inside there, and what we need to do is get Raducha out of the post and break on that ball a little bit quicker. And I'm not so sure about that outside man, but the young man did slip. My old boss used to say, but you can't slip.
First lead of the day for the Texans. Extra point is no good. So the lead will stay at 1, 15-14. This has been an absolute dogfight today here from Stephenville. With the second round appearance on the line, these two teams playing like they have a lot on the line. And some of the reason why, Coach, is because these guys know what's at stake. 20 seniors for Drake, 26 for Tarleton State. A lot of players on either team could have gone somewhere else in the world of the transfer portal. They stayed right at home where they are for the opportunity to play for guys like Todd Whitten.
Absolutely. I think that shows you something about these two football programs. You know, I call these type of guys the COVID kids because they came out in the COVID year. They could freely transfer. This is before the transfer player was the Wild Wild West. And these guys have stuck to it. They believe in the program. They believe in their coaches. And they're here, and they earned a chance for this game, and now they want to keep on playing.
Yeah, some of the players for Drake, not only part of the COVID era, but just part of some losing. And they stuck around to turn it around.
They did, and this is the tale of two tapes. You know, an interesting stat with Tarleton and Coach Whitten, they're 73%. Tarleton State University is 73% winning, okay? That's the highest in the state of Texas. We're talking about Texas, Texas A&M, Baylor, Texas, these super players that everybody talks around the country. This is the winningest program in the state of Texas.
I mean, how impressive is that?
That says it all. Look at that record here. It's his third stint here. Look at those records, man. This guy's unbelievable. And he has great retention with his coaches. And that helped us when we were at Mizzou. You retain your coaches, people know the program, and they preach the program.
Luke Bailey, 2:48 left in the half. Pass is knocked down. Right there, Brandon Tolvert. First time we call his name today. He got here as fast as he could.
Brandon Tolvert, he's a big old dude. He does a good job clogging up that middle. He gets his sacks off a second effort. You see the second effort there, and he knocks it down. That's called opposite hand. So you look in the mirror, the quarterback's throwing the ball right-handed. He puts his left paw up in the ground, and he smacks that thing down. If he puts his right hand up, that's probably a completion. Those are the little simple things these coaches teach.
5 wide for the Bulldogs. Bailey feels the pressure, evades it, throws on the run to Radica, in and out of his hands. Tough throw, would have been a tough catch. Brings up 3rd and 10.
And they were coming after him. The dogs were chasing, man. They were getting after him, man. Texans, they ride horses. I guess the posse was after him, I guess.
Oh, it was closing in.
They were coming after him, man. Tough situation here now.
So with 3rd and 10, do you want to keep the clock moving here? No, you probably go for the conversion.
He's going to go for the conversion. Watch for shifts of motion. They're starting out in empty. They're going to put people in motion and shift them.
Baylor, straight drop. Steps up in the pocket. Threw against his body. Hughes couldn't corral it, and for good reason. It was behind him. Brings up 4th down.
That makes it tough there. In that situation now, they're in a man-free concept on the defense where everybody's manned up. There's a case where Bailey wants to do things with his arms instead of his legs. He had an opportunity there to possibly get the 1st down by keeping it and running it.
Shane Dunning back in punt formation. Caleb Lewis waiting back at his own 35. Texans came after the last punt. They do again. Good protection by Drake. Ball takes a bounce at the 35, rolls inside the 25, and all is well for the Bulldogs right now.
Now, two coaching tidbits there. Number one, from that series there, they only took 20 seconds, maybe 25 seconds for argument off the play. They have 2:20 left here. Tarleton has 2 timeouts, plus they got the 2-minute timeout. So they didn't take a lot of time off the ball for Drake. Number 2, you got to go field that punt, because I did a self-study survey with punting. And when you don't receive the ball, okay, and watch this over time, you lose an average of 15 yards, okay? In that case, they lost 12 yards by the return, not just doing a little short stop, scoop it up, take a knee if you want to, but they let it roll and they lost 12 yards here. Hashtag fun facts.
Hashtag, I like the studies you do. Jump cut for Britt. Stood up close to the line of scrimmage. Caleb bowling again.
Yeah, you know what? You like my studies. I'm going to go study this slow zone thing here, because it doesn't work against their blitz when old Coach Wilson has the boys coming after him.
2-minute timeout. You asked the coaches here about this, and we'll talk a little about that. Slow developing counter, but right now we're talking about a Tarleton lead, 15-14. We'll step aside in Stephenville. Well, the NCAA FCS Championship playoffs are underway, and there they are right on your screen, playing out in front of us. UT Martin got a nice lead right now against New Hampshire, and you see the rest of the damage done so far. 2nd and 10 for Tarleton. They're looking to punch their ticket to the 2nd round, and a date at the Dakota Dome with South Dakota. Drake trying to get in their way. Omaibu catches it on the run, out of bounds, close to the 30-yard line.
Omaibu, he's secretly becoming like their 2nd leading receiver on this football team. Really good hands, has nice quickness. I'm not so sure about his explosiveness, but very good hands you saw in that play there. And he was really smart by getting out of bounds.
3rd and 5. Check that, call it 3rd and 3. Big play for Gabalis. Miscommunication. Jackson broke the route off. Gabalis thought he was going deep. Brings up 4th down.
Yeah. From my perspective, to me, that's grounding. It was poor miscommunication, okay, on the receiver and the quarterback part. We got that part. Everybody just saw that. But you see the officials talking here right now, and they're saying, well, he broke it off, he did this. But that should be called grounding, because he was in his pocket. There was absolutely no one in the area. It was 25 yards over his head. And they're just setting the clock up and letting it go. And sometimes I scratch my head.
Jackson Laminack back deep. Guzman gives it a ride. Fair catch called for just inside the 35.
Very interesting dynamics to me where they had a 3-and-out there. They wanted to go on their 2-minute drive, which, to state the obvious, was unsuccessful. But the thing that's really good here now for the Drake Bulldogs is they got the ball on the 35, 65 yards to go, 1 minute and 46 seconds left on the clock, and they have all 3 of their timeouts. So that's a lot of time in college football.
And it's time for Luke Bailey to heat back up. Was just about to mention this. Started 11-15. Has been 0 of his last 6.
And I think what's attributed to that was Tarleton has been speeding up their pass rush now to get after him.
Four wide receivers to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. He goes to January. Little too long, otherwise January might be dancing right now.
Absolutely, that's a rare missed throw by Luke Bailey. He's usually on the market for that stuff, but he just overthrew him. If he caught that thing, man, he might have had a touchdown there.
Bailey got behind Cassius Kearns.
Here again, and now it's 2nd and long, and oh, guess what happened? This clock stopped.
Motion from Woodson. Straight drop back for Bailey. Another miscue accuracy-wise. That one was intended for Todd Hughes. He tries to climb the ladder, can't get there.
Yeah, Luke's got to take a deep breath here, Pete. And what I mean by that is they went into a rush 3, drop 8. So it was 5 underneath coverage with 3 deep behind it. He had a guy to get in between the 2 zones there, and he overthrew him. He needs to take a deep breath, think about it here. And right now, they've only taken 8 seconds off the clock. Make a nice, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you make a nice big stop here, and Tarleton's going to get the ball back with about 1 minute and 25.
And we're all starting to feel a little bit of Tyrone Nix, defensive coordinator for Tarleton State, mixing it up, keeping Bailey on his heels. Luke Bailey with the happy feet, scrambling across the 30, throws into traffic, batted down by Ty Rawls. Dangerous throw from Bailey, dodges a bullet.
Really good job there. Again, they rush 3, they drop 8. The quarterback starts scrambling here. I lied, they rush 4. They're playing cover 3 though. He's starting to scramble here. Nice job for the vision and break there. It could have been a pick 6. Right there, the receiver should come back for the ball. But again, 1 minute 29, this punt's gonna probably take about 7 to 8 seconds. So for argument, they're gonna get the ball back with another 1 minute and 20 and 2 timeouts.
Dunning gets the punt away. Caleb Lewis scrambles close to the 30-yard line before a posse of Bulldogs throws him back. Boy, that's Sean Allison. He is a player. In on another tackle. And that time we're talking about special teams, not just the base defense.
Yeah, you love those guys who play defense, linebackers. They're well known for being on punt and kickoff. Those guys are kind of all do everything over there. I really like that.
So Victor Gabales with 2 timeouts and plenty of time. He's also got plenty of weapons. Britton to his left. To his right, Darius Cooper, who he finds just outside of the 45-yard line, close to the 46 where he's pushed out of bounds.
Over there, they played cover 2 in that situation. Hughes gave up too much of a cushion when he should be jamming that guy up inside here. You see the cover 2 with the linebacker dropping. He gets a little bit outflanked. You got to keep him inside and in front of you in that situation.
Cooper showing us many reasons why. He's got 2,834 yards coming into this game receiving, a record at Tarleton. Let's see if he can add to the number. He does, but he's pushed out of bounds.
Tyler Raducu comes out of the cover 2, breaking on the football, and the young man made the catch, but he hit him and knocked him out of bounds, which made a great play. Watch him come up here and goes through the man, through the ball, and he lands outside. Super catch there by Cooper, though. But Tyler made a nice play, knocking him out of bounds.
Yeah, you've heard us mention the Radica boys twice, 3 times today. There are 2 of them. Tyler Radica on defense just made a big play. Trey Radica, we talked about him on offense at wide receiver. Big catch there by Trevin West. Hurrying up to the line of scrimmage inside of a minute now, coming up on 50 seconds for Tarleton.
Interesting they didn't use a timeout there.
Third down. Kayvon Britton right up the middle, and the C's part. Finds his way to daylight. Finds his way inside the 25-yard line before he's stopped by Allison. Another huge gain for Kayvon Britton.
They're going to get up on the line here and spike the ball. They're not electing to use a timeout. Got to get up on the line of scrimmage and spike the ball here.
Right on cue. Clock is stopped. 24-yard gain for Britton.
I would like to take another study for me, okay? A little stack study. Is they're taking that ball, as you see the play here on the slow draw, comes up inside here. There's your burst. Nice wiggle. You got to make that tackle right there. They get the ball out. But to take the ball where you don't come under center and spike it versus the shotgun snap and spike it, you probably lose 2 seconds on the snap alone.
Another stack study.
First of the half, 30-second timeout, 30 seconds.
34 seconds left, and now they do call the timeout.
Well, they obviously weren't on the same page. They spiked the football, and they're talking about what to come back with here. And it's okay. You got to keep that other timeout, I think, in your back pocket if you can. If you can. So if you have to attempt a field goal.
You speak about field goals in this Texans team. Adrian Guzman, he's more of the consistent kicker, but they are already in range for Michael James, who kicks the long ones. Already has a 53-yarder on the season.
This is a situation the Bears were in the other day. 34 seconds. The only difference is the clock stopped right now, though.
I'm not even going there.
Me either. Or I guess I can't say me either.
Wow, Darius Cooper creates space and more magic inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line.
Coach brought an all-out blitz here. You see the double-A gap. They're a step late. Ball's up in the air, back shoulder. Cooper goes up and gets it with the hands. Tom's lost the ball in the air there.
21-yard catch. 29 seconds left.
12 personnel. They got both tight ends in the game right now.
Timeout is called, or play is stopped, I should say, for a timeout. On
Please
the
let the clock. 29 seconds. 29 seconds on the clock. Start on the snap. Start on the snap.
So that's interesting that they called him out of bounds and stopped the clock, because I thought his rear end hit in bounds when he was down. I thought the clock would keep going.
They're going to say his arm went down first, so the clock stopped for a first down.
Okay, you see the replay here. Both feet are in. And that's absolutely right. Good call, Pete. His left arm went down first before his buttocks.
So we go back to 29 seconds now. First down, goal to go from the 3. Kayvon Britton splashing into the end zone. Just short.
Interesting. They tried to pop one on him. They went with that counter O-line that they talk about. They pulled that backside tackle.
So we've got a timeout now for
half.
Tarleton State.
30-second timeout.
18 seconds left here before the half. Another look.
This side here, nice push up front. Now it turns into that rugby scrum that everybody sees. Back in the old days, they'd blow the whistle right there. Now they let them play out with a little rugby and stuff. They want the Europeans to feel a little better about the game of football, I think.
The brotherly shove at the NFL level, they call it.
Absolutely. It was a good timeout. They got one timeout remaining with 18 seconds.
A lot of big situations like this for you as a coach, head coach, and especially as a coordinator in the SEC and the Big 12 at Missouri. What do you expect here on this critical play here? 18 seconds left inside the 5-yard line. Second and goal.
They got second and goal. It depends, you know, personnel-wise, what they have out there on the field and stuff. In this situation here, they're still staying in 11 personnel, but they got the big old fullback at tailback, okay? So I wouldn't be so surprised if they give the ball to Weber here, downhill into the end zone.
And they do, and the high school tailback plunging into the end zone for his first ever touchdown.
Which is awesome, because that young man, they moved him to tailback because, you know, you get they talk about those freshmen 15. He got his freshman about 30. And they moved him back to the tight end / fullback position. You see him coming in here, pounding away to get the touchdown with a leg drive. He was a tailback in high school, and oh, by the way, rushed for 2,000 yards his senior year.
And today, 7 points, or give him 6 points rather, on the short yardage touchdown.
The only thing my man Kyler Weber needs now is one of those old-fashioned neck rolls.
Kyle Weber, the senior from Splendora, Texas, was a state powerlifting qualifier. The physicality and the makeup right there physically shows you why. But there's Malik Peep, one of the best offensive linemen at left tackle on the FCS level.
Yeah, what happens here is Weber comes down, he puts his head down and goes inside there, and he got himself hit right in the ribs by his old man, a little friendly fire there. And I don't know if you ever broken a rib. I'm not saying he had a broken rib, but they hurt.
They sure do. And you saw Pete right there jumped and grabbed his ribs immediately, as we see the extra point sail through the uprights. Corbin posted. It's still a one-score game, 28-14. 13 seconds left here before the half.
Beautiful drive, beautiful drive by Tarleton. Using the clock, only leaving them 13 seconds on the clock, not a lot of time, even though they take a couple shots down the field. Cooper made that beautiful catch in the corner right before the end zone. Really, really sustained drive, using clock, using all the ball carriers. And what popped them was that slow zone read that they keep telling us about. Great run there by Britton coming down the right sideline.
Yep, 24-yard play was huge, and so was the catch for Cooper. All in all, 8 plays, 66 yards over 103. 105 yards, or check that. When you look at Tarleton State's rushing, and you look at Britton, 100 yards on the day. What does that mean,
100,
Coach?
Boom, on the 3,000, man. That's awesome, 3,000 for a career. Now, what he's got to do is can't lose yards here in the second half.
We knew coming into the game, as we see the fair catch, that 100 yards would give Kayvon Britton 3,000 on his career, and he has hit it right on the nose. 18 carries for 100 yards and 1 touchdown so far, still with a whole half to play.
You gotta be excited about that. Now the officials are talking to make sure that the fair catch was legal.
Brandon Langdon called for that fair catch.
And they're saying it was legal. Sometimes those guys give those little halfways like the dinosaur arms, you know? Like Dino's back there, and they don't get that hand all the way up there.
So Drake will head into the locker room, down by 1 score, with some adjustments to make on the road. Tarleton putting together some long drives that resulted in touchdowns and field goals, and have the results at halftime, 22-14. The FCS playoffs from Stephenville, Texas. We're in the postseason. It's win or go home. Nobody wants to go anywhere.
Ode to the O-line, the men in the trenches, gallant, lion-hearted, nurturing, Renaissance men, the real skill position guys. Who needs a sleek number 88 anyway? Wherefore art thou number 68, strong as an ox, slim as a keg? To err is human, Mr. Line Judge. The defense doth protest too much. Pass rushers diverge and take the road less traveled when it comes to these earth movers. Tread softly round Kelvin Banks at Texas, impenetrable as an armored truck. Cam Ward may bask in the spotlight in Miami, but whenceforth does his protector Jalen Rivers get shine? Do not go gentle into that good night against Wyatt Milam at West Virginia. And no more shall the contributions of Will Campbell be overlooked. A pancake man focused on saving the bacon in Baton Rouge. A Johnny Cornelius, a majestic peak rising high above Eugene. Methinks I shall never see an elite mauler like Minnesota's Ariante Ursery. And lest we forget the many dashing centers who snap the ball to the big uglies at quarterback, from Parker Brailsford at Alabama to Cooper Mays at Tennessee. Oh, Captain, my Captain, rise up and hear the bulldozers who dominate and devastate, and know when they know, and know when you know, and know when they know that you know they have taken your will.
Yeah. Back here in Stephenville, where at the half, the Texans lead the Bulldogs 22-14. And here's what's at stake for all of these teams: an appearance in the second round. And we see some of the work that has been done so far today. Rhode Island has gone final over Central Connecticut State. And other games still in question, Coach. One thing that jumps out at you, you see Villanova ahead of Eastern Kentucky. They're looking to play Incarnate Word in the second round, and Montana and Tennessee State in the first round game. Abilene Christian, that's what I wanted to get to, a rival of Tarleton State. They're up 10-0 on Northern Arizona.
They are. They're doing a nice job. That's a really good program that they have going over there. And I'll tell you what, though, they win that game, they got to go up to North Dakota State. I've been there. It ain't fun.
How about this? Not a whole lot of fun for New Hampshire today. UT Martin advances. They'll take on Montana State. Richmond on the ropes at home against Lehigh. They're looking for an appointment with Idaho. But right now, your Battlehawks are doing pretty well, Coach.
They are. I'm fired up for Lehigh. We got the Lehigh-Richmond rivalry going here for a date at Del Frisco's with your wallet. But that winner, they got to go up to Idaho in the snow, so that's going to be a tough second-round game for either one of those two teams.
Coach Steckel coaching in the early portion of his career at Lehigh. Myself, cup of coffee playing for Richmond. And as we move through the schedule here, Illinois State 35-27. They beat Southeast Missouri State, and then right now, Tarleton up 22-14 over Drake. We are playing here right now for an opportunity for these teams to go to the Dakota Dome to play South Dakota State. But here, Coach, are the top 4 seeds.
Really good football programs, and the winner here, they get rewarded by going to that number 4 seed up there in South Dakota. But we've been there. Now, South Dakota and North Dakota State, the good thing about those two programs, they're in the dome. But whoever's got to go to South Dakota State and Montana State, there's going to be snow on the ground. It's probably going to be about -5. It's going to be cold and brutal, and they're going to say, hey, come on up here and visit us.
Either way, why does it have to be so darn cold in the top 4 seed locations? I mean, look at that.
They got something going up there. It's called weather.
And they got some hot football they're playing, too. We'll be back here in Texas. Tarleton State and Drake getting set for the second half. Well, the first half brought some fireworks, and then it also brought an early Drake lead. You see, plunging into the end zone, that was the first touchdown, and here was the second one. Taj Hughes walking the tightrope, flipping into the end zone. But then we've got 19 unanswered points for Tarleton, Coach.
Yeah, you got Britton going down in there, and then you have a beautiful throw here and catch, gets into the end zone, comes back, super hands there with Jackson, and then you get our big boy rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and And jumping into the end zone, my man Kyle Weber, the old throwback. I hope the left tackle, Malika Pete, is okay with the ribs. You see the stats here with total yards. Tarleton State's getting after with 259 to 139. And the one big factor on both sides of the ball, though, time of possession's equal, is they both have a takeaway, but there was also that 4th and short to me, which is like a takeaway.
Yeah, the 4th and short early in the game when Tarleton was deep in their own territory, went for it, took their chances, lost on the gamble, and then we saw a quick touchdown from Drake. But since then, it's been slow production-wise for the Bulldogs, and Coach Todd Whitten's team has taken flight. In particular, Kayvon Britton, 18 carries to 100 yards. I would imagine we'll see more of him in the second half.
I'm sure we will. Now, I always like as a game and as a competitor to see what wrinkles are they going to come up with the second half. However, both teams are playing a good game. We're at 15, excuse me, no we're not. We're at 22-14 after that last touchdown. And I'm curious to see what kind of wrinkles they're going to have offensively and defensively as we start this second half.
And that second half is underway. Omaibu waits on the kick as it drifts out of bounds. Not the way you want to start the half if you are Tarleton.
Kicking the ball out of bounds.
Check that
91,
Drake.
kicking team. Ball we placed at the 35-yard line.
Griffin
First down.
Kohlhoff with a mistake.
Well, they already start off with a bonus of 10 yards there. Instead of the 25, they got it at the 35. But here they come. Let's see what happens.
Shadows starting to cast over the field here at Tarleton Memorial Stadium, which brings down the temperature here for the second half as we close in on December on November 31st. Win or go home for both of these teams. Kayvon Britton trying to get home.
Well, Tarleton winning at halftime, and first of all, the good news is Malik Pete is back out here at left tackle, so that's a great sign. And number two, my point I was making is they came out and said, okay, what was our most productive run? What was that counter OY? And they came right back to it. Drake did a nice job, though, of defending it that time.
Yeah, I've been dying to ask you about this counter as we watch this next play unfold. It is so slow developing. There it is again, but it's the RPO, and Cody Jackson snares it. First down yardage on the play.
Nice hands by Cody Jackson. Nice throw right on the money from Victor. Grasps it. Good vision and break by Hughes, making the tackle for him. Ooh, they're short a guy over here in the boundary.
They're hustling over. Not getting there in time. The defense for Drake as Omaibu grabs it and surges ahead close to a first down.
Yeah, that was a mistake by Drake. They went slow motion. They're doing it again here. FSL, formation and sideline, and it's a bunch formation. They only got one defender over here again. Here comes two, so it's 2 on 3. Expect the bubble to come right back to it.
And they do go right back to it, exactly what you said, but that one goes through the hands of Omaibu.
Yeah, they have to get that. They have to get that, first of all, from the receiver standpoint. He's got to look that ball in his hand. What they're doing, though, is they have the tight end over there and they're playing man-to-man coverage. So number 33, Allison's got to come over and match the tight end, but they need a safety to come with them to be over top of that triangle.
Third down and short. Gabala standing next to Britton, setting the table. Hands to Kayvon Britton, and the undersized back is wrapped up well behind the lines of scrimmage, thrown for a loss. Sets up fourth and about 5. Tristan Anderson, huge play.
Super job here with the penetration. Penetration kills the plays. They get the wrap up. Now it's fourth down. Tarleton's going to have to come out here and punt the football.
Player wearing number 6, Tarleton State, now wearing 76. Player wearing 19, now wearing 79.
Okay, there's the announcement we talked about earlier with Rawls puts on 76 jersey, and he's out there playing guard or tackle for this punt.
Huge turn of events for the Drake Bulldogs. Guzman gets it away. Fair catch called for just outside of the 10-yard line. And the Bulldogs live to fight another day. How big was that third down stop? Slung for a loss was Britain.
That play was huge, but what was more important was they got him to throw the football, punt the football. That's bigger than big right now because Tarleton had the mo on their side. This game, the ebb and flow of momentum going both ways on the side. Drake comes up with a big stand for Coach Al Wilson. Now, can Drake capitalize it and get a move down the football field, get that defense a little freshened up, and try to come away with some points here?
All right, so Coach Todd Stepsis is like you, defensive-minded guy. That's his background and his DNA, is now coaching the offense. So what do you look for here from his offense in the second half?
I think you see more of some smoke and mirrors, but sticking to the game plan. What I mean by smoke and mirrors is like right here. Simple zone play, popping it up the middle here, Pete, but he was in an unbalanced set. Unbalanced means you only had on the one side the guard and tackle, and they run a simple little zone play right up through the B gap, makes a nice little vision cut there, return, and gets up there, and now they got a very good advantageous second and third downs.
Another look at that reveals that Blake Smith on the business end.
Now, the one thing that you could say a footnote, obviously, Coach is a really smart, intelligent guy. And I really like his program, but he knows what hurts defenses from being on that side of the ball so much.
Yeah, Coach Stepsis wearing another hat, calling the offensive plays. And has done it to a lot of success the last 2 years as Sherwin spins close to a first down, sets up third and short.
They tried to hurt him back with their own counter play, but you see a picture of Tolbert. You know, coaches talked about him. He's really matured in their defense, a guy who's been around for a long time, stout, tough, okay? And he's got that look of meanness. Look at his eyes rolling there. He goes, oh yeah, bring it to me again, dog.
Coach Tyrone Nix loves him. He is a dog at Combino.
Big play here on third down. They're in an empty set. Here comes the motion.
Slinging it to Radica for a first down to the 26. Nice work by Luke Bailey.
Real good job by Luke Bailey. They flipped their switch there and played zone on defense. They call that a spacing route where the receiver comes out there, look at him, just sits down in a little hole there in between the spaces. That's why they came up with that innovative word called spacing.
Woodson and Hughes motion towards the line of scrimmage. Now Hughes is back. Play is strung out, flag is down, eventually thrown to the ground by Dante Stewart.
Nice design play here. I think they're going to get a hold on Neslig, the tight end.
87, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
What'd you see there, Coach?
They got the fly sweep, and what happened was they were getting penetration by Tarleton State. At number 87 here at the top of the screen, you can see here, it gets a little handsy, gets a little tug there so he doesn't get a TFL, and then he comes out and looks like a really good linebacker and makes a form tackle.
Yeah, he did look like a great linebacker. So Drake is now backed up. 1st and 20.
They don't have to get it all back in one play, obviously, so they're in pistol. This formation is normally for zone run plays, and bootlegs.
Bailey, play fake. Under pressure. Throws it out of bounds. Was he out of the pocket?
That's the question. Was he out of the pocket? Because he was sure under distress. You know, I talked to the instant replay official before. Here, this time you see good play fake, good coverage. He's out of the pocket though. He throws away. When we talked about that last play, I talked to the instant replay official, and the reason why, yes, they were on the same page, but if the quarterback was under distress, then it would have been intentional grounding. But they realized that there was no pressure by Tarleton, and it was just miscommunication.
Caden Holt giving Bailey all he could handle. Bailey, though, evades the rusher and finds Hughes. Hughes falls out of bounds, but a flag is down.
good speed rush off the side. They slid the protection to the field. The defensive end came up the field unabated.
Ineligible player downfield, 68, offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second out.
Ross Palmer, the guilty party, as we hear from our referee, Jeff Rink.
You know what, they had this beautiful drive going, and now penalties. You know, some of the hidden keys to me in a football game are time of possession, penalties. Obviously, everybody talks about the turnover and stuff, but penalties make a huge difference in a football game. They were in 1st and 10 on a nice drive, and next thing you know, you got 2nd and 25. They're going the wrong direction. They got the car in reverse.
Hughes puts it in drive. Doesn't get very far before the brakes are applied. Play coming up made close to the line of scrimmage by Sterling.
Nice job by Coach Nix's defense there from the standpoint of 2nd and 25. A lot of people thinking throw the football. The linebackers did a very nice job of still reading their keys on the counter to be able to stop the run.
What do you expect out of the Bulldogs here, Coach? 3rd and 21.
Well, you got quads to the boundary again. I expect them to come back to that same where they come off the field into different spaces, and I look for the dig route coming over the middle.
Radica, well, that's exactly what you called. Bam Smith throws him down. Still about 8 yards shy of a first down.
But you know what? It's okay to punt the football. There's an old saying, you don't go broke if you make a profit. Okay, well, they gained yardage. Now they get to punt the ball. They did a nice job of getting 15 yards back of field position. Punter gets a nice punt off here. Try to flip the field here a little bit. Come back out, and let's get Coach Smith's defense to come play some defense.
Shane Dunning in punt formation. Caleb Lewis awaits the return. Lewis grabs it at the 32 and is tattooed by who else? Sean Allison.
I really like this Allison guy. Plays linebacker, plays everything, man. Comes down there, makes a super tackle in the open field, and now they got to come play defense.
Back here in Tarleton, and the NCAA FCS championship coverage will continue with 2nd round coverage next Saturday on ESPN+. Both these teams trying to make an appearance on next Saturday. For more information, visit NCAA.com, the home for all 90 NCAA championships. Pete Souza alongside the coach, Dave Steckel. Steck, we've got a good one here.
I'm fired up. This is a barn burner going on, man. A lot of ball left to play, though, Pete.
Sunny side of the field now for Tarleton. Caballos would like to make his way into the shadows. Guns it to the left side, does just that, finds Cody Jackson in enemy territory.
That was one heck of a throw. That was a long throw on the money, super accuracy, comes up in the pocket from one hash to the other sideline and puts it right on the money. Jackson wraps it up and gets a couple yak yards.
Here's Kayvon Britton hopping his way to plus yardage, but not much. Is taken down by Jason Christensen.
Nice job. The thing I really like about both these defenses, and in this case Drake, how they're really pursuing and running to the football. Coaches always coach that, but not everybody always does that.
Caballos to Omaibu, trying to spin out of trouble. No chance. Whacked down by Caleb Bolin.
Nice job there. Comes up, wraps him up, pushes him back. Big key here, though. He comes out of that pocket and throws that football there. Nice job of turning it back inside by Tommy Williams so that Bolin can make that play. Good job there by Tommy Williams.
Sets up 3rd and long.
Here comes that slant to the top of the field. Oh, they're going real screen.
Omaibu dancing out of trouble. Dances inside the 30 and is wrapped down in the red zone.
Super play call by Coach Austin here. Comes back, same formation last time where they threw the slant, runs the middle screen to the receiver, has 3 blockers outside in front of him, breaks 2 tackles, and then our guy, Claypool, chases him down.
Gabalis gonna take it himself. Eventually taken down by Bowling, but not before getting close to a first down.
I really like what Gabalis did here. I wish he would do more of this sometimes because the young man can run. He's got some feet that can get out of trouble there, and he did a really nice job where we just was praising last time about Caleb Bowen here. Caleb takes the wrong angle here, and he outruns him over top of him and gets the extra 7 yards. Nice job by Gabalis.
Motion from Weber and Hearn, the 2 tight ends. Now it's Britton in motion, grabs it, squirts his way inside the 10 down to the 5 before he's taken down.
Nice job of trading him over to the double 2 tight ends. He brings him in motion, gives him the fly sweep, a little toss, which for everybody out there, that's technically a pass. He comes in motion, he pushes it forward. He tries to beat him up and around the edge there.
Timeout on the field.
Sets up 1st and goal. Off your camera on the ground is C.J. Grizzer. Tarleton trying to tack on more. So the 2024 NCAA FCS championship has already gotten quite interesting. Richmond, following to Lehigh, had a chance to take the lead or at least come close. At the end of the game, muffed a punt with under a minute left, so they go home. Lehigh advances. The madness has already started.
It is something else. And then Illinois State goes on the road for a big win at SEMO. And the crazy part about that one was Illinois State had to go on the road because the state championships in Illinois were played at their stadium.
High school football, baby. A lot of players from Illinois on this Drake team. Let's see if they can come up with a big stop. Kayvon Britton, jump cut. Down to the 1-yard line.
Nice job. They're getting 12 personnel. They have that double wing into the boundary, and they do the motion, the speed motion coming across and fake that jet sweep. Runs the safety out of the post where they lose an extra defender. Now they're on the 1-yard line.
Gabalis, low snap. Hands it to Kayvon Britton. Nothing doing up the middle, bouncing it outside. No problem. Another touchdown. Kayvon Britton continues to roll. And so do the Texans.
Really nice job here, Pete. As you said, what push by Drake. Everything's clogged up inside there. He says, okay, I'm going to plant my left foot and bounce it outside and go inside. And if you can hear in the background, the band is playing. Not a good sign for the defense.
Not a good sign for Drake, but we are seeing that attribute, being such a patient runner. Kayvon Britton didn't like what he saw up the middle, felt the push, pushed outside for 6.
Very patient, really good vision like we talked about. And I'll tell you what, when you're on the other side of it, on that defense, you don't like when the band plays.
Back in action from Stephenville. Kayvon Britton, for the moment, taking a rest, but he has been awfully active today, Coach.
He sure has. There's a slow counter there. See the hole up the middle. I like how he protects the ball. Little slide cut there. Comes out here. Look at the burst, acceleration. Here up inside, come back. Woo! Makes him miss. Coming down the football field, and then bounces outside here for a first touchdown of the day. Coming back in here, again, bounces outside, another touchdown.
One of the quietest guys you will ever meet, but an outburst again for him today on the field. 1,859 yards on the season. He's closing in on Ashton Genty in his Division I hold of the rushing title this season. Luke Bailey trying to escape pressure, forced out of the pocket, but picks up about 5 yards.
Good job for Luke. I'm not the best math guy in the world, but that looks like he's 141 yards, okay, away from 2,000. 2,000? 2,000? I can't even walk 2,000.
Well, especially when you're talking about only a game where, or only a season, rather, where you've played 10 games.
Very good point, very good point.
Motion in the backfield. Sherwin next to Bailey. Bailey sets his feet, unloads. Oh! Ty Rawls unleashes the hurt on Taj Hughes.
Sure does with the double flex. Got to watch out with that little signal he gave at the end. And I was just getting ready to say, the one guy we haven't seen a lot of this game is Hughes. And he comes in there, and Rawls really comes in there and hits him. He come right back, a little quick tempo, and use the spacing route again, and drop the ball off right in the middle to my tight end, who I really like, Olaf.
So a little bit of tempo here for Drake. Some nice passing games. Finding a rhythm is Bailey. Slinging it out to the right side. Coming down with it is January. Gets a foot down, goes out of bounds. The chains will move and the clock will not. Right at midfield go the Bulldogs, and they're on the move, Coach.
They're down 2 scores. I like the tempo thing. They get out of bounds so they can come back and huddle and make a call, but I do like the tempo situation that they're going through. When you're down 2 scores with this kind of clock on the game, to try to go get points on quickly. You still got to protect the ball and be smart about what you're running.
Empty backfield for Bailey. Looks left, moves right. Whips it out to a wide open receiver over on the right side. A big catch for Drake as they continue to move the football. Sam Rodriguez that time with the reception.
Nice job. Last couple plays here, finding their tight ends. They go quads to the one field. He scrambles back here to his right. Rodriguez makes a nice out route, comes back, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock. Really like the job that Todd Steppes is doing right there. See him calling the plays. He looks nice and calm. He's nice and calm, Coach, because he's out here running sprints before the football game. It was awesome. He was playing his music, getting his workout in.
We talked to him. I thought he was one of the players.
Yeah, he was rocking his guns. Double reverse flea flicker.
He told us we might see some hocus pocus, and we do. Passes complete to Tyler Nansel.
Nice little flea flicker here. Hands off, comes back, looks like reverse, flips it back to Bailey. Tight end coming back across. He's our 3rd tight end there. Wraps up the ball, and again, gets out of bounds.
7 different receivers now with catches for Drake.
Really important here, protect the football and come away with some points.
Texans defense on its heels for the moment. End around. Here comes January. Run into daylight. Wrapped up out of bounds and thrown to the ground by Stewart. Close to a first down.
We were talking to Coach Steppes before the game. He has some razzle-dazzle. They have him every week. They haven't used them. And when I was breaking down the film, I didn't see him. Goes back-to-back with trickeration.
If there was ever a time, right, it is now.
He called him at the right time. Sometimes I see Luke Bailey right now on this drive, 5 for 5, 51 yards, which is helping his streak because he didn't finish the second half very strong. He's doing a very nice job right now.
Let's see if he can keep it going. To the right side to Hughes, falling into the end zone with the football. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Don't go anywhere, folks.
We got a ball game.
Woo. First time Drake has scored since 3:18 left in the first quarter.
And you see the snap, they come out in the quads, does a little wheel route from the tight end, the tailback position, wraps it up, it gets up in the end zone.
0.8 seconds left here in the third quarter.
The Swiss Army knife helps it out. They kick it up and through.
Taj Hughes. You talked about it with the coaching staff of Drake. You loved him coming into this game, and he's a positionless player.
Yeah, first time I ever heard that where he says, we recruit positionless players. What the heck is that, coach? He goes, you know what, we just want athletes, guys who buy into our program, and we'll find a spot to use them. Because when I broke down the film, I truly didn't know if this guy was a tailback or a wide receiver. And I asked coach, and he said, yes.
Well, look, apparently Tyrone Nix, who was an exceptional defensive coordinator, is trying to figure out what he is right now as well.
Absolutely. He had him on the heels on that play. Heck of a drive to come back and respond after they went down and scored a touchdown. And, you know, to get into the psychology of the game sometimes, it would infuriate me as a defensive play caller where you're playing a good game, your offense goes down and scores. You got a little breathing room with a 2-possession game, and the defense is like, oh, hum. And next thing you know, you're on your heels, and like in this case, Drake goes down and scores. I'm sure Coach Nix is down there talking to the boys, saying, let's go now, let's get back our mojo.
Omaibu grabs it dangerously, comes close to going out of bounds, takes it across the 20 to about the 23. And a fight has broken out. January late into the fray. Palms to the sky for Allison. Officials separate the players and do a good job. Oh, nice work by our crew here.
Excellent video by our crew here. He comes over and he actually tackles the guy. And I gotta tell you, I'm not in the mood for guys fighting, but I do love players helping out and sticking up for their players.
Allison in the middle of it again. And Cortland Stevens also mixing it up for Tarleton.
Drake's got to come here with a good stop, really good stop to get them feeling good about their mojo. Can Tarleton answer with their drive?
On what will be the last play of the third quarter. Gabalis. Pocket starts to collapse. He gets rid of it in time. Omaibu slips a tackler. Looks to have first down yardage as we head down the stretch to the fourth quarter.
Nice, good, succinct pass, good accuracy. Going to Omaibu, and then running to the football because of a missed tackle. Allison wraps him up and comes down. See the touchdown there.
If it's feeling like a postseason game, that's because it is. Win or go home. Apparently Drake doesn't want to go anywhere. Well, if Drake is going to stop Victor Gabalis and the crew, it's going to be this guy, Sean Allison, Coach.
I'll tell you what, love linebackers plays. Coached them for 20 years. This guy's the real deal. He's got 10 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. And the thing I love about this young man, he's making plays right there on special teams too.
Finn Claypool, all he does is make plays. Are they going to call that a fumble? Still running with the football down the sidelines. No whistle has been blown. Claypool caused the fumble. Tyler Radica brought it back.
It's going to be interesting to see what they call here. They do that a lot nowadays in college ball because they know replay can bail them out. So they let the play go ahead and extend.
Fumble covered by the defense.
And they ruled it a fumble, so they'll go back into the booth here. Claypool does a nice job of swiping the hand, bend and rip. I hate to be the...
After review, ruling on the field, it's correctly a forward pass. Second down.
Second down as that will be waved off.
Yeah, I was starting to cringe a little bit because that looked like a forward pass to me. But in all my times when I debate those replays, I'm about 30%. So if I was playing baseball, I'd go to the Hall of Fame, but I'm announcing, so that makes me blech.
1 for 1 today. And by the way, tip of the cap to our referee, Jeff Rink, and replay official, Vic Winnick, making quick work of that decision.
Very good job.
Second and long for Gabalis and the crew.
In a bare front, got our man Allison on the edge, Claypool on the other edge. They come in with their slow zone.
Caballos runs out of real estate and time. Rifles it out of bounds.
People nowadays, so we can educate the crowd out there, because I love football so much, is they call it the bear defense because it was initiated by Buddy Ryan at the Chicago Bears, and they call it the 46 defense because Ryan Fensick, their safety, would come up on that tight end, and they named it after him so he would know what the heck to do. How's that for some trivia? You do know the definition of trivia, don't you?
Oh, I do.
Useless information.
I got plenty of it. Oh, running free was Freddie Brown. Couldn't hang on. Probably would have been 6.
I'll tell you what, you watch this replay, all right? Coach Wilson sends the dogs. Here they come, all up the middle in the A-gap. He does a nice job of getting the ball. Freddie doesn't get his head around fast enough, takes his eyes off the ball. If he catches that ball, he's still running. He's still running.
Vic Caballos pumps his fist, says, hey, okay, we'll get him. We're okay. We'll find out if they actually are.
Yeah, that's good leadership, though. That's good leadership.
Guzman in punt formation out of Temple, Texas. Kicks it high. Fair catch called for by Jackson Lamine. 29-21. Drake with the football and a chance to even things up down by just 1 score.
Time out on the field.
He wrote a book called 1 Yard Short.
Pete Souza, Dave Steckel, 29-21. We are loving life here. And we're football fans, that's why. Right now, though, if you're a Drake Bulldog or you're a Tarleton State Texan, you might be on the edge of your seat.
They should be on the edge of the seat because we have one heck of a football game here. It's a one-possession game. Drake's got the football. It'd be a lot of fun if they can go down, score, go for 2, and tie this baby up.
1st and 10. Luke Bailey in shotgun formation. Plenty of time. Runs right, directly into the sunlight, and throws it right out of bounds.
Excellent decision on his part. Play wasn't there. He tried to use his legs to buy some extra time. He got pressure coming up in his face. Everybody's covered. Throw it away. Go live and play another down.
So Luke Bailey, 18-1 as a starter in conference. Took over for his team 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I should say, when they were 0-8. And that's when that run began of 18-1.
He took over that. Got the old Wally Pipp. You know, when Lou Gehrig. Old Wally Pipp.
Straight drop. Unloads it for Woodson. Woodson is wrapped up quickly by Cassius Kearns.
They did a really nice job there. They motioned trips to the field. Trips being 3 receivers. And they took the tight end, ran him vertical, and took Woodson and ran him on a wheel route up the sideline. Nice accuracy by Baylor. Bailey, excuse me.
Mikey Baylor, he blew out Kansas.
I don't know, they just threw that score up there, so I threw that out there.
3rd and short. Empty backfield for Baylor. Flushed out of the pocket. Flag is down. Big Perk gave him a run for his money. Almost took him down. Charles Perkins. Ball's thrown out of bounds, but let's sort out the laundry.
Tell you what, you mentioned Big Perk there. That's the first time we called his name today, which is a little...
It is a little odd as we check in now.
Yeah, I think we got a holding here by the left tackle, Van de Woeste.
Hold, 78, offense, penalty decline, 4th down.
You nailed it, but the penalty is declined.
Which makes him punt the football. Very smart play, 4th and 2. This is called playing for field position. Let your defense go out there and make another stop.
Shane Dunning onto the field in punt formation. Preseason all-conference. One of the best punters at the FCS level. Drake needs him here, but we got to whistle first.
False start, 24, offense.
And a false start on the Bulldogs. For a moment there, it looked like Brandon Tolbert might have jumped.
It did. That's why I just slapped myself in the head saying, oh, you just gave him a first down.
Takes us, though, to 4th and 7. High snap. Nice job by Dunning to pull it down. Gets it away. Bounces in front of Williams. And is downed inside the 20-yard line. I'd have to say that worked out for the Bulldogs.
It did. And what did we just have there? A
punt
loss of 12 yards because he doesn't field the ball here. Look at these stats today by these guys. You got Kayvon Britton, 23 rushes, 109 yards. Victor Gabalis, 21 of 31, 254. And my man, Darius Cooper, 7 catches, 111. Makes it real easy for me to figure that one out with all those ones up there. Some people might think I'm stuttering, Pete.
Well, Adam Austin talked to us yesterday. The playmakers he has, like Britton and Cooper, he writes GTTB next to them on his play chart, right? Get them the ball. They're your stars. Make it easy on yourself as a coach.
I really like that.
Does it again. This time Cooper surges across the 20-yard line. Met by a host of Bulldogs. Driven back, but not before he moves the chains. First down.
Caleb Bully made that play here. But now what's going to happen here if Drake wants to sustain something here? We're at a point in the game in the 4th quarter. They got to do an excellent job of wrapping up body parts to make tackles. They can't get those yak yards.
Kayvon Britton, somebody who likes to run right through those arm tackles. Let's find out if he does it here. Nice work dragging him to the ground. J.R. Flood in on the tackle again.
Nice tackle. We just talked about tackling skills. Very good job of the defenders. They kept him cooped up inside with leverage and made a nice sound tackle to put him in a long yardage situation here.
Remember, Britton had 100 yards at halftime, just 112 right now. Props to Al Smith and the Bulldog defense. 2nd and long. Britton again. This time he's got plenty of room to run, making a tackler miss towards the 40. Darts back towards the middle of the field and is stopped up before the 45-yard line.
And just as usual, you give a guy a compliment and it goes right out the window. He's throwing a little tap on the run here. They went blitzed on the side. It was a zone blitz. Came over top. Didn't keep leverage on the backside by Tommy Shefty, and the ball squirts out for a long gain. There's Coach Wilson right there, man. I like that guy. He's really got a good mind on himself.
Bridges is the running back. He takes the ball, goes right up the middle. Change of pace, change of energy too. Fresh legs for Bridges, his first carry of the day. Bursts onto the scene and into enemy territory.
Bridges has a really nice burst and acceleration. This guy here, I think, has home run potential. 12 personnel, that's usually their, let's go pound it.
On 2nd and 4, the Ballas play fakes. Goes up above to Cooper, who's wide open. Takes it down and into the end zone. 26 career touchdown. Could be a nail in the coffin for the Bulldogs.
Could be. Just when I say they're going to go pound, they go 12 personnel. They fake it with the slow screen. He does a little stutter and go. Kamali Wilson squats on the stutter. Cooper runs right past him into the end zone.
49-yard touchdown for Darius Cooper. A guy who in the offseason or starting in January could have gone almost anywhere in the country that he wanted to, stayed in Stephenville to do exactly this, play in the playoffs and advance in the postseason.
He's doing a really nice job. He's from Hazelwood, St. Louis kid up in Missouri. Hazelwood's a really good football program. Comes down here. He's got NFL skills, NFL speed, NFL hands, and he might have a bright future rolling down the road.
Back in Stephenville, the FCS playoffs are underway. The cannons are out, and we have had a bit of a shootout today. Darius Cooper has unloaded the gun. He's a guy with 2,834 yards coming into this game. That's a program record for Tarleton, and he has been doing it all today.
He's lived up to it. The man has hands, speed, burst, acceleration. Very impressed with this young man out of Hazelwood, Missouri.
9 catches, 171 yards, and that touchdown, his 26th of his career, putting him in 3rd place all time for touchdowns in the record book, which he has helped rewrite for the Texans. All right, Coach, 10:49 left. Luke Bailey coming back onto the field with his offense. What do you need to see here from the Bulldogs for them to stay in this football game and possibly make a run?
Yeah, Pete, I was just thinking in my brain, which it's good when I think to myself because then no one will know how dumb I am. But there's 10 minutes left in the football game. They need to come away with some type of points right now, whether it be a touch or a field goal. They don't want to get the ball back to Tarleton without some points in this situation.
Motion from Radica. Sherwin. Met close to the line of scrimmage, negating any kind of a gain. A.J. Owens was right in the mix.
I don't know what was going on there, but A.J. threw his hands up in the air. Like, hey, I had nothing to do with that one. But there's a guy also, we haven't mentioned his name. He's a really good football player this football season. He bends down playing quarterback read, bends down the line of scrimmage, wraps up the tackler, and stops. Oh, throws him to the ground. That's why the hands made him up. Throws him to the ground. I was wondering why those paws came up in the air. I didn't do it. Yeah, you did, dude.
Well, the paws came up, but no flag went down, so no harm for the Texans.
Which is nice. The officials, who actually were in our hotel today, using all that cardio equipment.
Well, you were getting a workout with him this morning.
I was.
Clearly, a defensive-minded coach that you are said, hey, let him play.
They are, and they're letting them play. It was funny, though. I came up and saw them there at breakfast. I said, hey, are you guys the officials? And they looked at me like, maybe. I said, dude, I'm announcing the game. I'm not betting on it. Relax.
3rd and 7 coming up. 9:34 left here in the game. As pivotal a play as any today for the Bulldogs. Bailey to his right, under pressure from Owens, throws against his body to Hughes. 1st down.
Absolutely love what he does. First of all, stay in the pocket. Don't have the happy feet. The button, however, is he keeps his eyes downfield, makes a completion, stays in the pocket this time, and throws a dart back over to Mitchell January. Nice play.
Another 1st down for the Bulldogs. Coming back from the brink. Flag flies. We may have had a timeout before the flag, and it looks as though we did. Tarleton State taking a timeout to talk it over. Luke Bailey with the fresh dew, trying to freshen things up and get it close here. Well, tomorrow starts December, but the playoffs don't wait for anybody. They are underway in the 1st round of the FCS. Rhode Island punching a ticket to the 2nd round with Villanova. And the action still unfolding today here from Stephenville.
Coach Nix, now, if you look, did a nice job here. He switched his switch up, went to a 3-3-5. Curious to see how they're going to defend this thing.
Bailey darts upfield, was chased out of bounds by Tremaine Chisholm, but finds a way to get plus yardage.
He did, which was really good. Unbelievably excellent changeup on behalf of Coach Nix. Coming out here, go from, he's been playing 4-2-5 and bare front all game, and now in a crucial point in the game, comes out in a 3-3-5. That means 3 rushers, 3 linebackers, and 5 defenders, okay, which includes a nickel back, which really messes up blocking schemes, and he's dropping 8 in the pass game.
Second and short, Bailey, straight drop, steps up in the pocket, fires it, intercepted. The ball went right through the hands of Hunter Johnson. And earlier in the game, Postel, he had problems with a punt, right? It went off the back of him when he was a gunner. This time, I don't even want to call it atonement because that wasn't his fault. That play was great work by him.
Excellent work by him. Atonement, not really sure what that word means. Throwing SAT words out here, but he does a nice job of getting the ball, wrapping up. Excellent changeup by the coach, 3-3-5, the zone, throws it down the middle. The ball gets tipped, looks into his hands, locks it away, gets extra positive yardage.
First interception of the year for Postel.
It almost looked like a communication, not to interrupt you though, but they had 2 receivers in the exact same area at the same time, which caused to that tip ball right there.
Johnson almost had it. Football is a game of inches. Tarleton inching towards the second round. Cooper across the 50 into Drake territory.
What they got to do, Drake's been playing that one heck of a football game right now. And what they got to do, I hope those coaches are preaching, finish the game out here. Get a turnover, we can get back in this thing, okay? Keep your heads up, keep your eyes up, keep playing, use your fundamentals. Let's get a turnover here.
7:24 left in the game, plenty of time left. Can ill afford any kind of a score here. Kayvon Britton tried to burst across the line of scrimmage, had no shot there. Tom Shefty on the tackle. Britton has had a big day, 128 yards on the afternoon with 2 touchdowns.
You got the 2 players we highlighted before the game, both over 100 yards, one with the receiving, one with the rushing.
Cooper and Britton both having big days. You would think it would be the Britton show here. On second and long, he gets it again. Jackknifes into the line of scrimmage. Across the 45 to the 44. Adamski on the stop.
Now, here comes the time here for Coach Scott Carey, the offensive line coach. He's the co-coordinator. Met with him yesterday. I talked about how fundamentally sound his offensive line is, how he does a nice job. Well, guess what? Now it's the O-line's job. Protect the quarterback, run the football, munch the clock, and let's get out of here with a win.
All 5 of the starters on the offensive line back this year. The cohesive unit. Making nice music all season long. Pass to Jackson. Shy of the first down. Will bring up 4th down.
Now, me personally, obviously I'm a defensive guy. I'd be chirping in that headset right now. Okay, you're going to go for it. Let's get this first down here, all right? It was like if we punted the ball, get the first down, and then let's start running the football. Let's get into a 4-minute drill early.
Anything goes on 4th and short. Gabalis staring into the eyes of the Drake defense, claps his hands. Straight drop, quick throw. Cooper reels it in for the first down. Beautiful throw and a great catch.
Absolutely, right on time. Again, far hash to the far out of bounds over here. See him step up in the pocket, a little 3-step drop, guns it over, gives it air, catches it, gets out of bounds. The thing that's crazy about it, though, is the tailback was on a wheel route to the other side of the field. wide open. Now, what we talked about before, very talked about situational football here. There's 4:45. It's called the 4-minute drill. Bill Walsh used to always talk about it. Now's the time to munch the clock. Put the ball in the hands of your great tailback. Let the offensive line smash him here. Here comes the ISO up inside. Nice burst. Look at that balance. Bumping off the run, getting yards, first down. If you put the ball in the air, it better be on fourth down, third or fourth down.
How about Kayvon Britton pinballing off of tacklers?
Absolutely. Got to wrap. We talked about that earlier from the Drake standpoint of wrapping up and tackling. Tell you what, though.
Flag is down.
My guy, Tristan Anderson, I'm telling him to wrap, and he only got one arm to wrap. I don't know. We haven't talked about him much, but it looks like broken fingers or a broken hand. He's playing with a cast, so he's a one-handed bandit out there.
Good look at Cooper as the officials sort out the flag. 11 catches, 190 yards for 1 touchdown. Unsportsmanlike conduct is the call, and it goes against Drake. Bad news for the Bulldogs.
We didn't want that one. They didn't want that one.
Jalen Christensen mixing it up and getting the personal foul.
They go up 3 possessions here with a score, and that's going to kind of end things there in the Drake standpoint. They got to come up with a huge play right now. You know, I want to go back on that interception just from the standpoint of this team is plus 15 turnover margin, and right now they're plus 2 today. Big indicator of, you know, my Stack's secrets of winning with time of possession and penalties. Well, obviously, and everybody always talks about turnovers. Plus 2, you usually win football games that way.
Brendan Bridges is the running back. And Coach Nick says he says they're not turnovers. You'll appreciate this. They're takeaways because you got to go get it. And they did do that today.
Absolutely.
Bridges hops over the left side of the line of scrimmage, is taken down after a short gain.
Really nice jump cut there. Really nice jump cut. And here's what we talked about earlier. This is why Coach Witten's won a lot of football games. Clock's running. They're snapping the ball with 2 or 3 seconds on there. This is a beautiful 4-minute drill. You got 2 more downs to run it. Kicks the field goal. You're up 3 possessions. And then let's get ready for South Dakota. That's his thinking right now.
Inside the mind of a coach, courtesy of Dave Steckel. And Steck, how about this? Tarleton, we mentioned it, the first team to earn an FCS playoff spot in its first year of postseason eligibility since 2009. And now they're looking to go to the 2nd round.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Nice cut, getting down there. I don't know if he did that on purpose. You know, some coaches are saying, get down, get down. You know, you can say get down all you want, but I'm telling you what, my man Bridges, he wants a touchdown.
Inside of 3 minutes.
Crazy part is here, they can still get a first down.
3rd and very short. Night falling on Stephenville.
Yep, night might be falling on Drake here in a couple seconds.
Kyle Weber in the backfield again. Last time we saw that, he ran to a touchdown. Does he take it in for 2? Next stop, South Dakota. 2nd touchdown of the afternoon for Kyle Weber.
Kyle Weber, man, our guy. I'll tell you what, I might have to go out and buy an old-fashioned neck roll and ship it to him. Just a simple zone play up inside the middle. Good push by Coach Carey's offensive line here. Moving the pile. It gets in for the score.
(42-21). And the Texans really, and this feels like a 12-round heavyweight fight, and they've just outlasted the Bulldogs.
They did, but on those last 2 touchdowns, you know, they got the old Muhammad Ali knockout.
Speaking of South Dakota, let's take a look. This is who they're looking at next week. Charles Pierre in the game. This is a great team and also a very tough environment to play.
Absolutely. They won their last football game, and they are actually co-champs of the Missouri Valley Conference, which makes it good. Now, the really nice thing about them going up there, it's in a dome, they're going to be warm. The bad thing is it's going to be loud, and it's going to be rocking in Vermillion.
The Dakota Dome, site of round 2 for Tarleton State and South Dakota State.
You know, it's interesting because Drake played South Dakota earlier in the season. So when I broke down the film, I got a chance to watch them. And they got a ball club up there now. I think they tagged on like a 66-3 or something like that on Drake. So
Last year, yeah, the first round.
yeah.
Fair catch, called for. And by the way, if you're the little kid at home and you're cheering for Drake and you're saying, hey, that announcer's, we still got time left. You're right, we still do have time left. That used to always drive me crazy when my team was down. I'm like, hey, there's still football to play. Crazy stuff can happen, Coach, but man, it's got to start happening right now.
Absolutely, but you know what? You got to be real to the little kid and say, the chances are slim and none, and Slim is starting to saddle up his horse.
Can't argue that. There's no argument there. 43-21.
Well, here comes the spacing route.
Bailey finds Hughes, who skips to the 30.
Nice little hop there. So you got to get a little more body language there, Hughes, with the mojo, and get the speed going. If you have that chance, if that little kid at home wants to see some benefits, you got to go quicker here.
Bailey zings it, ball loose. They're going to call it an incomplete pass. Olthoff had it and lost it.
Yeah, that's an interesting call. It looked like he'd made a move coming upfield on that play here, though.
2-minute timeout here in Stephenville. We'll step aside and come back with the finish. Tarleton State staring down the barrel of the second round. Doing the YMCA here in Stephenville. Hey, good reason to dance, Coach.
Absolutely. They got 2 minutes to go, technically a minute 59. Let's go see if we can get a score and with some positives. No matter how the outcome comes in, we probably know the outcome. But Drake, man, what a marvelous season. What an unbelievable job these coaches have done. The continuity, the young men that they have in their program. You know, they sell football, they sell future. And the thing that Al Smith said that I really, really liked about it is his exact quote was this isn't talk, this comes to reality. You can go to Drake, you can play football, get coached by some really fine men. And oh, by the way, you're going to graduate like a doctor or a lawyer. You know, where I went to school, you'd be the Indian chief or something, you know, doctor, lawyer. Ooh.
Yeah, Coach Stetson and his staff has done an amazing job, and you see the fight in him all the way to the finish as Caden Holt punishes Hughes, takes him to the ground. Close to a first down. Now, as for Tarleton, what do you think that their strength is going into the second round here next week against South Dakota State?
I think their strength comes right back to what Coach Austin talked about was GTTB. They did an excellent job today of getting the ball to their guys, and that's what they got to do when they go up there to South Dakota, because it's going to be loud. It's going to be a lot of ruckus going on up there. As you see the quarterback scrambling again, keeping his eyes downfield, got to throw that ball away, though.
No, Coach, you brought up a great point. When you look at their overall performance on the day, 73 total plays for Tarleton, but 39 of them involved either Kayvon Britton or Darius Cooper. Those are their playmakers. Obviously, Coach Austin knows exactly what he is doing as far as getting the ball into the hands of guys that can make stuff happen.
Absolutely. And the other thing that you can't fall asleep on is they got Cody Jackson, who, oh, by the way, he's pretty good too. The guy that I was surprised had no impact today was Dawson Hearn. He's a great looking, really good hands tight end. And they just didn't get him the ball today. But that doesn't mean they're not going to in the future.
Taking it out of bounds is Bailey.
Tell you what, now I know it's late in the game and all those things, but as I've watched and evaluate exactly how Bailey plays here on the field, which I think he's a really good football player, is I would put a lot of pressure coming to his right, the defensive left, because he always wants to scramble and run out to his right, you know? So I'd want to force him and make him run to his left a little bit.
Now, you mentioned there's been times today where he really hasn't had to leave the pocket, but has, because it seems like there's a real comfort level to throwing on the run to that right side.
He enjoys that. He gets out of that pocket just a tad too early.
Third down and long. Got to move the sticks here. Nice pass, finding a soft spot in the defense, but the ball is loose. They're going to say it was down, as you see Postel dancing again inside the 40, but all for naught.
Comes down here in the pocket, throws a nice little on-target pass, makes a nice catch. He's definitely down. And even if it was a turnover, no, he wasn't down, but the receiver was down. I thought the DB was down also. The official was a little slow on the call there. He was tired from his workout this morning.
Officially, it's long dock on the reception. And another first down.
Coach is sticking with this 3-3-5 look here, rushing three guys.
1 minute left.
Oh, here comes the pressure.
Zipping a pass over the middle. And a nice grab. You continue to see the football move down the field. That was Spencer Havelhorst.
Nice job getting other players in the football game. I love the attitude of this football team coming down the field to try to go score. They got the pump and go. Touchdown in the back corner of the end zone. Beautiful play. They fake the bubble. They run the go route and score a touchdown.
Brandon Longdock brings it down. And now let's see what's next.
Probably going to go for two to chase points here. You see the play action, see the pump and fake. Brandon goes up the sideline, catches it. Now, on the flip side of that, the absolute flip side of that is Coach Nix is going to be beside himself, even though you win the game. He's going to be saying, how can you give up a touchdown with 2 minutes to go on a 2-minute drill? What are you doing? It's focus, it's discipline. And that's what makes coaches crazy.
Chance to cut the lead to 14. Bailey might be dizzy after all that. Check this out. Beautiful play call. Ellingson fires it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion to Rodriguez.
Nice design, nice call. Two possession. And oh, let me guess now. Here comes the onside kick. Good job here. A little razzle-dazzle. They fake the sweep. Comes around. He has two people open. Has also a corner out in the corner of the end zone. Really nice design by Todd Cephas, the head football coach, who was the defensive guy jumping over the offensive side. He says, hey, I know how to beat these defenses.
And when we touched on it, talking to Coach down on the field before the game, I literally thought he was one of the players. I mean, he's as fit as a fiddle, running back and forth, getting sprints in, took some time, talked to us really quickly, resumed his workout, and now he's got his team down by 2 scores. You got the onside kick. You still have 3 timeouts, but you got to get this kick.
You got to get the kick, number one, and number two, you got to score real quick. Going back to his workout, yeah, he not only that, he had the sleeves cut off and was rocking the guns, you know?
Yeah, guys like him
to be young again.
Can rock that look, no question. So Kohlhoff, whistle is blown before he gets that onside kickoff as a timeout was called by Tarleton. The special team squad for Tarleton has been exceptional.
They've done a really nice job today. The only special teams blunder we had today was on the punt where it hit the guy in the back because he wasn't listening to the poison call. You know, you see the DB yelling poison, he didn't get out of the way.
Yeah, that was Postel, the gunner on the kick return. And then later on in the game, Postel comes up with a huge, what looks like now will have been a game-saving interception. There is Coach Todd Whitten, who has done an amazing job elevating this team to the FCS level. He is a winner. And you mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, 73 winning percentage since 2018 for Tarleton makes them the highest winning percentage, or gives them the highest winning percentage for a team in Texas since 2018. We're talking about Texas, Texas A&M, Baylor, you name it.
That's something big to say now. I'm telling you, that's something big for Tarleton.
So order is restored here.
You know, Coach talked big about culture and continuity. That's their #1 thing here, and he really has exhibited that.
Onside kick, grabbing it quickly and falling to the ground. And that should wrap it up.
Curious to see how Drake does it here, if they're going to try to use timeouts on the knees or let it play out.
Ty Rawls grabs it and falls to the ground, wearing 76 in the return game. And there's Victor Gabalis, who on the day, 26 of 36, 337 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Coach Todd Whitten and his team can just take care of business now.
Comes the best offensive play in football, they say, huh? Well, maybe not. I never saw they do that with a spread, but.
Gabalis waits. Trying to get a quick jump. Maybe too soon. Jason Christensen says, no, it's them. Let's see what the officials have to say.
The official said, no, it's you. The official's like my grandson.
Yeah.
I say no.
Yeah, and Christensen will moonwalk back 5 yards in his team now. 44 seconds away from finality. Britton takes the handoff, moves the pile forward. First down yardage.
I guess coach is running the football because of all the timeouts Drake had. I would have taken a knee first to see if he's going to use his timeouts, which he's not now with the clock ticking. We're going to have to snap it one more time.
So Vic Gabalis giving some last-second instructions. We'll take the snap, kneel on it, and that'll do it. Next stop for Todd Whitten, South Dakota State.
Dress warm.
And there you go, Coach Stepsis and Coach Whitten. New school and the old school. Drake is here to stay, but Coach Whitten's got to go. He's got a second-round appointment. And what did you take from this Texans team today that they can bring to South Dakota next week to pull off the upset at the Dakota Dome?
They have elusive players on offense. You know, to watch them on video and to break them down on video, honestly, that's one thing. But to watch these young men play live, they got explosiveness, they got a skill set with their hand-eye coordination. The tailback's got great vision and burst to him, and the quarterback, which I thought was accurate on video, I didn't realize how strong of an arm he had with the accuracy. So South Dakota's going to have their hands full with their offense, and then you flip it on the other side of the ball in defense. Coach Nix has got them going. He does a nice job of 4-2-5, 3-3-5, throws the Bear defense at them. It's really important. So now they got to go up here to South Dakota, and you see the rest of the bracket there.
South Dakota and Tarleton State going to tango next week at 3 Eastern time. Of course, you can watch all these games on ESPN+. The FCS Championship postseason is well underway as we take a look at the other side of the bracket. Tennessee State and Montana, that's at 10:15 tonight on ESPN2. Everything else has been decided. We see Villanova, Incarnate Word, Rhode Island and Mercer, and Abilene Christian and North Dakota State all set to battle next weekend. Coach, final thoughts from you.
Well, I think this was a heck of a football game. I'm very impressed with both football programs. I think the direction of Drake is in great hands. Tarleton has always been in super hands. And both Texas teams have to go up to the Dakotas if they want to keep moving forward in this round.
That was the coach, Dave Stecco. I am Pete Souza. Final score from Stephenville, 43-29 for our entire ESPN crew. Have a great night. 10:15 tonight. You can catch Montana State. For now, that's all from Stephenville.